I can hear you. Hold on one second.
Give him a background, Rick, of what we were talking about doing with the Pono Quest membership site and integrating it with other people's stuff. Then he'll have some context.
Yeah, tell me what's going on. Tell me who the Steve guy is. It looks like he's got his office set up in a nice loft in his house.
Yeah, that's it. Not bad when it's not 95 degrees out.
Where are you at, Steve?
Washington State, just down the road from Rick.
Oh my gosh, you gotta live close to this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
You're blessed to be able to be that close to him.
Yeah, we get to see him every week.
What are we gonna talk about, gentlemen?
Can you keep it down, please?
Yeah.
I'll go outside.
Let me go outside. Actually, I'm gonna go upstairs. So I'm gonna go in the office here.
Adjective to tell about.
We got homeschool going on here.
Nice.
What was the weather like?
Yeah, Mama's.
Not all that it's cracked. I guess it's not all that it's cracked up to be, you know.
When did school start?
Actually, it hasn't started. It doesn't start till next Friday, but
Okay.
our kids never. Well, my wife is very. They never even know school stopped. Over the whole summer, we had them working, we had them reading, doing workbooks and stuff like that. So.
I want to say thank you first of all. We've been playing together now for a couple of years, watching each other and encouraging one another. And, you know, I feel like all I get to do now, I get to play with my friends. You know that. You know my story. I know your story. You don't know Steve. And Steve doesn't know you. He doesn't know our relationship. But my goal in this moment is to connect the two of you so that you understand who you are in my life, because you guys are both part of my story. You're both supporting characters, and I also recognize that I'm a supporting character in your movie as well, and I'm just honored. I'm grateful for that, so thank you. Steve is I've known Steve for longer than I realized. I've known Steve for about 17 years, but I didn't really get to know Steve truly personally until about 4 months ago, and over the course, and I'd say since January, and over the course of this last several months, what I've found is
I'm coming in. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm coming in on my computer so I can turn off my phone so I can sit here. So if you can you accept me, and then I'm going to kill this one here.
Yeah.
All right. So January, you guys have been.
Yeah, but what I want to tell you is he's had a profound impact, right? He's a dear friend. I'm learning and growing by leaps and bounds, and this is really difficult for him to hear, but these are things that he does need to hear. He needs to understand that the value that he brings is so significant. You guys know that we do nothing in a vacuum, right? We are. Steve's got talents that I don't have. I got talents that Steve's got. You got talents. We have very similar talents, you and I. Very much the same. But we have different sandboxes and different places to play. Where what we're doing right now inside of, Pono Quest, our overarching aim, if you will, this big, giant, hairy, audacious goal, the prize, is enlightenment, right? Is enlightening the world, teaching presence, teaching people how to get out of their way, to connect with another human being. Remember, it's not about them. All those things, right? That's Pono Quest, where we get to point to you. You're doing that. You're Pono, right? You are good. You are right with yourself. You're right with others. You're right with the environment. That's Pono. And so you're a Pono Pro, right? We have this, and when I say that, I say it unabashedly because I want to point to you. And at the same time I point to you, I also want to be compensated, right? It's not that I would point to you and not want to be compensated. We all do. It's in the energy exchange, right? What does that mean? What service, product, nutrition? We have euphoria. That is your product. Steve, and I know that there's so much more than that, right? I know that there's so much more than the products and the services that we can provide. It's really the symbiotic relationship that we create, that we cultivate in promoting one another and pushing one another. You and I, when you were looking at how do I monetize my, live masters? How do I take this and because this has been your tool, and you figured out how to harness the gold, how to help people in doing what you're doing, and that's the beauty. That's what's.
That's what I'm realizing. I had an epiphany yesterday, and nobody even. It's funny that nobody hardly even watched my question yesterday. My question yesterday was, am I asking the wrong questions to really help you? Because it's we all have what we need inside of us in every moment to have and do everything that we want, and I believe that 100%. So why it's not is and see, I think the problem is, and I've been doing too, and I'm guilty of it, is teaching people the hows but not the whys. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's more about the why you don't do what you do and why you do what you do more than the hows, because we all know how to do the hows. We can look up anything on YouTube and Google and figure it out, right? But why? So, yep. So what are you guys working on?
Well, the Solar Coach is one part of the revenue stream that we do, that we're teaching and empowering, other professionals or people that want to get into the business or ambassadors. So there's always this I'll say three-pronged fork, right? So there's 3 channels that we're always working in. Those 3 channels are always going to be what the heck, I got to remind myself, doing it myself, right? I'm selling the product, I'm doing it, I'm engaged in the service, I'm developing a team, right? And I'm thinking I'm opening up, globally, I'm expanding. So we're always on those 3 tiers, on those 3 tracks inside of the business, inside of Solar Coach. Pono Quest is the platform from where we speak. It is the place that we point to our friends. It is the hub that I do you call them podcasts. I'm going to do the live interviews. We'll continue to be doing those things. Pono Quest is where I, point to you, where I would interview Mike Chavez and put inside our larger scale. If you go to our website, Pono Quest, that'll be a much broader reach. What we've developed is something, or what I should say Steve has developed, is something that on a global scale will be a very large intake. It'll be a very large funnel where people are going to come in with already some predetermined information, providing that information because they want access because they're in. And so we'll have some information already where we will already be able to predetermine how to point. So if it's DNA nutrition, or if it's something that is in line of, supplements or whatever, the relationship that we're going to point to is you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Steve, do you want to piggyback on that?
Yeah, so Pono Quest, I kind of came up with this a while ago, back when I owned a gym and was training, people for weight loss, but also high performance athletes. And so when I created it, I had health and fitness primarily in mind. So the 3 areas I was focusing on was fitness, nutrition, and mental management, because that's what our athletes needed. Getting together with Rick, we're going to be expanding it to personal and professional development as well, because within Solar Coach, they're going to need some coaching, sales coaching, business coaching, and all that. So that's kind of a fourth category that we could put information into. What I have, I'll just share my screen to give you an idea. It's not updated. It's kind of still back when I had the fitness, but I'll show you. So when Rick says, Rick, you got to let me share. When Rick says, hey, we're going to point to you, in my mind, I'm seeing physical places where we're going to point to you. Actually, within a website, we're going to draw people into it and then run them down a path and then point them to the Pono pros that we have that will best meet their needs. So as we get into nutrition and they want to optimize it, that would be a good place. And I was telling Rick, we need to have his DNA stuff in there, and point that directly to him. So just to kind of give you,
I'm looking, this is really cool. So what I'm picking up so far, just to make sure I'm following along, is you guys have this stand right here, the branding and the name and the vision, it sounds amazing. to really just go out there and find some amazing souls to build relationships with. And then once those relationships are developed, then obviously we can point them in directions for services that we can provide for them. Is that what I'm getting here?
Exactly. And the products could be in personal coaching, one-on-one coaching packages, or membership sites. So for instance, they might come into Pono Quest, and what I want to have here is kind of a path that they can follow for basic health and fitness, nutrition, and mental management. And then say they want to get more in depth into nutrition, they would have a link to another membership site, which would just focus on nutrition development. And this is where we could put something like your DNA programming. If somebody wanted more fitness development, we have a fitness performance program that they can access, and they can get workouts.
Froze up.
She just rolled out. They have other reports, DNA skincare reports, DNA sports and fitness reports, and then they actually have a virtual platform that does meal plans and recipes and menus based on people's DNA, and then also workouts and fitness. So they have like this whole ecosystem where it's teaching everybody to customize everything. It's great. So anyway, show me the rest.
I learned a long time ago, because I'm not a supplement guy. I'm kind of, get your nutrients with your food. But then I'd open a gym, sign people up, and then they'd go out and pay, a couple grand on supplements. So I realize, there's still a market, whether I believe in a certain aspect of it, people still want it. And so there's going to be people that want DNA programs. I know those are very popular. I network with a lot of gym owners still, and they use those type of products.
And just to let you know too, we can talk another time. I want to learn more about what you're doing here, but I don't want to get into too much about what the DNA thing, but there's a white label process to all this too. So literally you guys can take it and put the Pony brand on this whole thing and do it. That's another discussion, but yeah, show me more around. I really like the way this is laid out. I like that. It looks like the user
white label. We've had this discussion. And you said you wanted to have another conversation following that one. But white label is a whole nother.
Yeah. So Pono Quest, like on this site, this again was mainly health and nutrition, but it's going to be more generic for just basic mental health thoughts, and then we can steer them into other programs.
No, I love it. I love it that you gotta lead with the mind fitness before anything else, because nothing else matters. If you don't got your mind right, none of this other crap's gonna matter.
Yeah. And like on this Pono Quest, I created a 7-day health and fitness challenge, but each day has kind of a fitness, nutrition, and mental aspect, identifying your goals, identifying your beliefs and those things. So it's just to get them exposed, get them on that path, and then we could fine tune and steer them towards personal coaching packages or affiliate products. And that's kind of, I don't know if you're into affiliate marketing or anything, but essentially what we're creating is a product that somebody else could sell as well. And then within this Pono Quest membership site, there'll be all kinds of packages put in there for other people that have products. And so then we would be able to just clip a coupon by referring people out to them.
Cool. I really like the looks of all this.
Good.
It looks cool.
So I think that's what Rick was getting you online for, was just to kind of expose you to that, and then planting the seed. So if you have a process that you run people through, then it's just a matter of packaging it and putting a link in here and having them, go to your specific funnel or call and make an appointment.
So this is really cool too. So this is, there's a lot of free value in here, which is amazing lead magnet, so to speak, right? You got to lead with the value. So this is an easy pitch, as far as just getting somebody to opt in to see what you're doing on the platform. We could word it any way that you want. I have no problem inviting people. It's really easy for me to invite people stuff like this,
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, let's definitely continue the conversation and see how, we can work together on this. Trenton. So Trenton's part in what I do on the social media thing is I don't know. I don't know how much Rick's told you about me, but in 2016, I was in a situation where I got hurt and I wasn't able to work, and my income got cut in half, and I had to figure out a way to take care of my family. And I got online. I had a Facebook account, and I had some bad advice in the beginning. People telling me to spam people and get in a bunch of groups, and I got in about 400 groups. And because I took massive blind action, I actually found a group that the people were business professionals and they knew what they were talking about. And it was, about 6 months after Facebook Lives had come out, and they were encouraging people to do live videos to show their face and really put a face to their brand and all that stuff. So January 31st, 2017, I just took a leap, and I looked at my life. I said, well, so, how else am I going to take care of my family? I really saw the future of social media and the power of video. So in that day on January 31st in 2017, I did my first video, and I've gone live every day since. So it's been over 3.5 years now. I've got to meet some amazing people like Rick, developed a great relationship with Rick over the last couple of years. And it's been life-changing doing these videos. So my mission really is to empower other people to step out of their comfort zones that they have and smash limiting beliefs. Because like I said, that's why it's so cool that you're leading with this, because the ultimate end thing is to be able to provide an opportunity for someone that's going to empower them and help them with their financial future, right? I mean, that's really what we're doing here, and that's why I got started. And now it's cool to be able to have this discussion with you, with Rick, to explore these options. I'm excited about this.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of unique because Rick and I both have the same attitude. I think this is an organic process. We want to create a system for people to achieve a limited level of success, and tools for them to go beyond, but also have the potential for them to veer in a direction that makes sense for them. Not just say this is the only way, but here's a way, but here we're going to provide you some other ways that might resonate better with your personality.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, it's genius as far as getting to know people and getting to know who the person that you're going to possibly be working with is. And that's kind of the same concept with Live Masters, my video group. I invite people to the group, and I ask questions Monday through Friday. I call it the question of the day. Now, you know darn well these questions are questions I'd be asking them if I was talking to them in a get to know you talk.
Yeah.
Those are the questions that I ask. And then I have people come in and answer the questions. So now when I, to go to reach out to them, I kind of have a pretty good idea because they've already answered a lot of my questions on video.
What Mike, is your main vehicle to monetize the connections and the networks you're making right now?
Right now, it's the Euphoria business. And it's been a process I've shared with Rick at extent of...
Still a distributor. I think all I need to do is just repay my
$39.
$39 and we could go to town.
Yeah, you could.
Should I do that, Mike?
Yeah, of course you could.
Should I do that, Mike?
I want you to do what you want to do, Rick. That's what I want you to do.
I love you.
So we could have actually little programs within our Pono Quest that will really help supplement what you're doing with DNA.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what if we get out of the way and it's not about us in the moment. And if I just say, okay, look, what's your aim, Mike? Where is it you're pointing, and how do you want us to paint the picture for the world? How do you want us to see you, right? Because that's the greatest gift that you can give me as your friend, is paint the picture of how you
I just want people to have an opportunity to be able to work on the best personal development program that's ever existed, and that's doing live video. You can go read all the books you want. You can go to all the seminars you want and watch all the YouTube videos you want. But until you take action, which is doing a live video, you're in the moment. You have to think. And you do it consistently over a long period of time. And eventually you start to learn things, and you articulate when you're able to communicate with other people in ways that you could never imagine. Like I'm doing right now. You know what I mean?
You stepped it up. You stepped it up. You're present in the moment. You're paying attention.
Yeah.
So,
but here's my thing though, is I used to think I could never do this kind of stuff. That was my mindset. I would look at other people doing what I'm doing now and say, oh, I wish I could do that. I could never do that. And you know what? That's what people are saying when they see me now. But
Well-
I just did it, and I had to make a decision. Here's the decision that I had to make. When I was on, before I started doing these videos, I looked at my life. I have, 3 young kids. I'm a middle-aged guy. If I don't start to, what else am I going to do? I didn't have any other options at that point. I didn't know of any other options. So I'm like, I got to do something. So I just did it. And once I started doing it, it was like, wow, okay, there's something here, especially when I started getting feedback from people. And I shared this with you, Rick, and I'll share it with Steve. When I first started doing the videos, I had such low self-esteem that the attention from me was like, it validated me as a person. I know that's like the worst thing in the world to do, is to live your life by how other people validate you, right? And I had to learn that. And so in the beginning, I was loving the attention. Like, oh, it was great. I was addicted to it. But then the more I worked on myself, and the more I realized that I didn't need anybody's validation to know that I'm a good person and whatever, then I became like, whoa, I didn't want to do it as much, because I found out who I was, and I didn't feel like I had to always run my mouth to get validation from other people. So it's been an interesting experience.
I've enjoyed the journey of watching you grow, watching myself grow in your presence. It's, growing together is a lot of fun. And that's why I say playing with your friends, that's what we do. And it's fun. It's especially when you're playing at this high level, now that it equates to, decisions that you can make in the future to go travel, be, do, and have things together in other environments that you co-create, right? That you cultivate, whether that's the experience on a solar yacht, telling your story, how you've arrived from euphoria and how you took that from.
I know. I messed around and started believing in manifestation, and then all of a sudden now I'm addicted to it. So no, I totally believe. It's a crazy. And the crazy thing about manifestation is when you manifest something, and then it happens, and then you realize in the moment, wait a minute, I manifested this, and then you go, wait, this is better than I even imagined. That's why it's addicting, because it's always better than you imagine. Always.
I never imagined going into solar, and here I was calling everybody beautiful beings of light and talking about stuff like eating the sun, and and taking all of that energy, and now it's like, oh wow, that's part of my story.
Yeah, you manifested this situation, brother.
But my friend Steve, I gotta tell you the real story, bro. My friend Steve, I was reaching out to him to talk about.
I don't like fake news. I don't like fake news. I'm glad you're telling me the real story.
No, it's not. None of it's fake. I just took it. I just took it a layer deeper for you. That's all. It's not. None of it's fake.
Steve got my joke.
Yeah.
I was looking to grow inside of maybe a real estate company, expand on real estate, and we were talking about what he was doing in the moment, solar, and he said, "Yeah, I'll play with real estate." And I said, "Yeah, I'll play with solar. What do we play together?" And he was inside this other company called Smart Energy, and I started paying attention. Well, the Smart Energy wasn't so smart. And inside of Smart Energy, I said, "Man, I want to play with you. I want to do all these things, but this company sucks. The culture sucks. The culture is nothing like I want to experience. In fact, the culture sucks so bad that the CEO of this company is like the epitome of my old mentor. The guy, he just showed up physically, manifested like everything to show me that, look, no, you can't go down this road." Mm-hmm. And the next thing you know, we tuned into Powur, and that was, so we've connected, hooked up to this company that is literally taking the solar industry in the U.S. By chart, has dominated, is crushing it. It is unstoppable. And so what we did is we sat down with this overarching aim and said, okay, how do we harness this Pono Quest, the whole vision, the big picture of teaching presence, the esoteric, combining the esoteric with the quantifiable, with the reality, with the ROI. And so taking that big picture, now coming back down into solar coach, take it, let me breathe.
Solar coach, not I don't mean to interrupt, is essentially a vehicle now within our Pono quest for anybody that's looking for another side gig or a way to earn extra income.
Yeah.
Now they can jump into solar coach, and we'll have a training process for that.
Yeah, it's definitely, you got to have systems in place and mentorship, and it's all about the systems. And that's what I've learned too over the last 2 years. I mean, Rick knows who I'm working with. These guys are pretty hardcore. Like, wow. So I've learned a lot from them. And some people are everybody's not for everybody, and that's what I've learned too. And I don't know. I just try to meet people where they're at and just let the rest ride.
Mike, let me ask you this. I don't know how much time you have, and I don't want to take up too much, but we kind of went over the goal with the Pono Quest, and you mentioned, hey, that's an easy entry point, lead magnet, so to speak. Right now, what I have is a 7-day jumpstart program. It covers the different areas of health, fitness, and nutrition, and mental management. What would be something that would get you excited to share with your group, to say, hey, this is a cool little program, you need to jump in and just take a look at it, it's free? What aspects would you like to see in an entry-level type program?
As far as what they would learn?
Yeah, or how you could best help them, the benefit that they would get from it. Well, what are you seeing that, any entry-level program should have this type of content?
Yeah, some sort of social. Everybody was really looking to get help with their social media networking. So I think that's probably the easiest way. If you can give somebody like a 7-day free course, I could shoot some videos.
Yeah. So you could point to Live Masters in it.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Because you need accountability. Yeah.
Yeah. So then the 7-day course could be a 7-day. I could shoot 7 videos. The last video could be a call to action to get into one of the groups. Right into you guys have a Facebook group for this already, I'm assuming, right? Yeah. So the call to action could be just join our Facebook community, our Pony Facebook community, or if you want to work on your videos, you can join Live Masters. Is a group I started a couple of years ago. Look at my beautiful angel's hair. She just
Oh, nice.
It matches her jammies. Look. You want to say hi to Rick and Steve?
Hi, Rick and Steve.
This is Atia.
Hi there. What was it? Itia?
Atia.
Atia. Oh, beautiful name.
Aloha, Tia.
What do you say? Did you have a question for me, or did you just want to show me your hair? You just want to show me your hair? Or did you have a question? Just the hair? Okay, give me a kiss. It looks beautiful.
I love it when kids look at you like you're half nuts, huh? That's funny.
I've been playing in the backyard with his kids, and his kids are, let's just give you an idea. His oldest son is going to the paratroopers, and his youngest son is also in the guard. But both these kids have been training with their dad since they were little boys in martial arts. And I've been able to train with them in the backyard over the course of the last several months. Something happened, man. I watched this guy with his kids, and I say to myself, man, if one day I have that relationship, and I look at that, like, that's the epitome of what it is I would want to experience with my children. And so if that tells you anything, bro, it's like the Ohana. You see the love in the family, and it all stems from that core. And I'm yoked, dude. There's nothing. I will go to freaking war for this man. I will fucking die for him. That's what I'm saying, because he's unlocked something inside of me.
I just can't wrap my head. I've never been. Well, I guess I've never been able to comprehend or wrap my head around people abusing kids in any way, because, I wouldn't say I was abused as a child. I wasn't like coddled, but I wasn't beaten or anything like that. But I feel so sorry for that kid, because the thing is we all come into the world the same way, man. An innocent baby. People forget that. Like, that whoever you think is the worst heinous person in the world, they were a baby at one point. They need to be responsible for what they're doing, and they're hurting people. They need to get out of here. But
Yeah,
still,
if they're, hey, I got to tell you, what you're describing, and you're interacting in a lane that I don't touch. And
yeah,
when I say I don't touch, it's not that I have a friend of mine, Dr. Patrick Scott. He's really good. He's in Vegas. Okay. That guy is the miracle worker. He will work with the people that you're talking about. He will work with those people. He will see them well, he will see them whole, and he will walk them into a new path. That's what he does. Okay. So if in the event, you're coming across because you're playing in this lane, you're having these conversations, you know somebody that needs help, I know where to point you. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
it's a crazy world that we're living in. It really is.
It's nothing that, it's
Nothing
not,
new, right? It's just it's more prevalent, and everybody knows more about it because of the media, I guess, and social media.
again, it's whatever you're paying attention to, right?
That's true.
So just choose wisely. That's all.
Yeah, but
I look,
there's nothing new under the sun, right? I mean, everything that's going on, people have been doing to each other since the beginning of humanity. So
yeah. I love these conversations, and it's one of those where I feel like, man, we should just be hitting the record button, because
It's recording.
there's a section that we can put on there. You just talk story, right, Rick, and about those type of things, because people don't get that training from their parents and grandparents anymore. They just perpetuate the bad crap, and they don't put enough thought. They put more thought into training their dog than they do in raising their children. And I think there's just a lot of information out there from people that have been successful doing it, that they could pass on to others. It'd just be a good place to listen.
yeah,
So I think that's another tab we need to add to our Pono quest, because that's a huge part of it is not just yourself, but when you bring in kids up, that's your legacy.
We went through extensive adoption training, and in all of the training that we had done, we had certain parameters we had lined that we said we'll do this and we won't do this. And we got to this one training in Seattle, and there's about 20 different mixed couples of all kinds of different gender, persuasion of, it was a pretty big mix. About 50% of the couples were maybe a little less than 50, maybe 40% of the couples were maybe even gay couples, because that was a promotion of, that's what they were driving. It doesn't matter what it was all of the, you had single parent, you had all these people. But one of the teachers said to my wife and I, "Oh my God, you guys don't know what you don't know. You're gonna have like the thought of us having teenagers, like, oh man, you guys are in for it." And we just didn't know. We didn't know what we didn't know as a parent. And all of the training in the world that you get, it can never prepare you for.
How do we forget how we were when we were a teenager? I was a shit. Like, do we really forget? I don't forget. I put my parents through hell, big time. I got what's coming to me, and I hate to say that, but I got what's coming to me, and I don't know. I haven't been there yet, so I don't know what I don't know either. I've never had the experience. I've only had my experience as a teen, and I just pray to turn out as bad as me, because if they are, I'm in trouble.
My mom used to wish that on my wife. She said, "I hope you get one as good as Ava." And it's like, really, Mom? You did not say that. And I think of my oldest daughter is so much like me, but so more squared away, so much more put away. But I see how she had adopted many of the strategies that I'd used. But I was completely unaware. But now that I'm aware, right, I've made sure that she's got tools, right? She's got some NLP, she's got some anchors, she can pull herself out of she's equipped, she's empowered, right? A year and a half ago, she didn't have that. She didn't know what to do when the world's, stopping. It's like, I'm gonna, but now it's like, okay, I know how to breathe. I know how to walk I'm empowered. And that's like, emotional intelligence Whew. Teaching.
That's a true currency, man, in the world. Emotional intelligence. Think
Yeah.
about it. Relationships and emotional intelligence. You put those together,
Yep. People are missing the basics too.
they are the basics. Yeah.
Where are we
So,
going
Mike,
with this, boys?
well,
Yeah,
I'm just going to ask Mike, would you be interested in putting together a little mini course on the social media, your expertise there? And
Yeah.
it would be your course. And we will just add that to our personal and professional development, because we have solar coaches or solar reps all through Powur right now that are constantly asking for, hey, how do I do this? How do I do this? What are you guys doing with social media? I could easily see pointing those guys directly to that.
Yeah, definitely. That would be great. I would definitely be willing to do that. And then you can give them the free resource to our group as well in the meantime. But yeah, I'll start working on, I'm actually doing I started a new group for this. We have this team. It's called Team U for the DNA business. There's about 5,000 people on the team now. And I'm the one that's running the team Facebook group for.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I'm running the team I'm running that team Facebook group. I'm running my Live Masters group. And then I started another group to teach people how to do social media that are on the team. So this guy that's this legend, I mean, this guy is really amazing. I mean, it blows me away. He literally just gave me the reins to everything online for his whole entire team. So it's a big responsibility. So what I'm getting,
Zappia or Ron?
No, Zappia. Ron's gone.
The CEO is gone.
Yeah, he's the founder.
The founder.
The founder. Yeah, there were some things weren't happening quick enough, so it came down from the owner, and we have a new CEO, and it's starting to look like a legitimate, company now. It's starting to look really corporate. Like it's, they got onboarding processes and the technology's there. We were pre-launch. We were pre-launch for 2 years, Steve, basically trying to figure out the stuff. And the DNA thing is just like, it's kind of like the best analogy I think about is just imagine the CBD industry 10 years ago when they were trying to bring CBD to the marketplace. That's kind of where we're at now with the DNA thing. A lot of education that needs to take place, and people just don't understand the technology. And that's the phase that we're in right now.
What's the intake process for that? Do you run them through a training course, or how do you do that? Or is it one-on-one coaching the whole time?
Well, we have a group, but a lot of it's one-on-one. We set people up. The person that brings somebody in, connects them to other people, and then there's a group of people that they're connected to, and then there's a full-on system that we onboard you the right way, we get you started, and then you have 4 or 5 people that you can work with and have access to at any given time. So you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, that deal, right? So
yeah.
But that's the problem. Most of these businesses, they have systems, but nobody's plugged into them and running them. And that's the way it works, because I have about 800 people in my business now. And I can't manage, out of all those 800, there's probably about maybe 300 that are active and they're really working. I can't manage all those people. It's impossible. So that's why I plug them into the system that we have. And we have calls, we have everything scheduled. People know where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to do. And they just do it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Do you have the capability to, are you thinking as far as this social media product, are you able to make it into like a membership site, or are you thinking of doing like little training modules on Facebook? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the basics down for what I'm doing right now for this team, because they're the beta group. They're the beta group right now. And I've been wanting to work on this I've been asked for the last 2 years to come up with something like this, and I haven't done it. Part of the reason why was I didn't know how much to charge. That's a whole nother story. But, and then, this is really for me, like, it's all automatic for me, guys. Like, I don't even think about this stuff. I just do it. And the challenge where I need to grow now for me to go to the next level is to teach this to other people. Because
on paper, yeah.
Yeah, it's one thing, but if you guys know how difficult it is. You're just alone. I turn this off. It's just me in the room. And it's just me alone with the pen and the pad. Okay, they want to learn and so this is what I decided to do for the group of people. I did not know how to do this. So I'm like, so one day I was just like, somebody said something about their Facebook account got shut down and they had to start a new account. And then all of a sudden I got this thought in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, what would I do if my account got shut down? And I'm like, well, hey, maybe I can just teach that. I go, well, what would I do different if I started a new Facebook account that I didn't do, and what should I do? You know what I'm saying? All the things that I shouldn't have done and all the things I should have done, what would I do? And that's what I did. I started from the beginning. The first video was how to secure your Facebook profile. The second video was how to set up your cover photo, your profile, and your intro. The third one was information about the algorithm. So I'm setting them up for a base to kind of get a good idea of what their profile should look like before. And then now it's like content and stuff like that. So, you know, just starting from the beginning, because everyone's going to have different levels of expertise. Some people are going to watch the first video and go, oh, this guy's talking about, then they'll go to the fourth video and go, oh, now I'm learning something. So that way it'll be something for everybody to be able to learn something.
My wife's been telling me this all along. She says, look, you only got 15 seconds. That's it. You got 15 seconds. If you can hold their attention after 15 seconds, great. But the world has been so programmed to get that flash of information and move on. And teaching presence, teaching engagement, teaching how, that's the story. That's your story. So your process, right, which leads to live masters, but yet you have a tangible asset, okay? And this is what we're talking about, right, Steve? Having a tangible asset that you can monetize, that we can take to India, take to China, take to, you know, this is a global world. And so what we're not thinking, you know, localized. Literally, there's 1.3 billion people in China. There's 1.3 billion people in where the hell? There 1.3 billion in India. Right? There's only 335 people in the U.S.
Million.
335 million in the U.S. And there's Mexico, 37 million in Canada, 127 million in Mexico. Europe's got 550 million people, but it's got 17 different languages and it's all split up. So where do we want to concentrate our efforts on and pointing and getting to a cost matrix that makes sense? What you'll have is a digital product. It's got no cost other than, and so we can almost give it away in certain areas, insert strategically to generate revenue.
Yeah, I would just focus on a lead magnet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some little mini course that he can do that feeds into a bigger picture course. And then and Mike, if you need help, you know, with the funnel or with a membership site, how, I don't know if you use ClickFunnels or if you do those all on your own in the past, but we can help with that.
Yeah, okay. I have, like, I'm just not the tech guy. I have the guy that built my website. It's actually pretty cool. Here, let me show you my website.
I am not either, but Steve is. That's what I'm so grateful.
You got let me
yeah, you want to share your screen? Let me get participants, co-host, make you a co-host.
I'll share my screen.
Or make co-host. Yeah.
What's the name of your site?
livemasterstv.com. There it is right there. So on the site, we're going to revamp it, and this was just like our first run last year, but I basically, I do my videos, and then we upload them to YouTube at the same time, and so then he just grabs them from YouTube. But here's the first page that people land on, just a few videos. It gives a way for people to contact us, book appointments, and then here's the blog. We've been pretty active on the blog. We have blog posts going back about 8 months. So in my videos too, what we do is we take my video and put it on YouTube, and then we write a blog about it. And here's the blog. And then on the right side, you can see the different categories for the blogs. So there's just all these different, we have quite a few blogs actually. And then you go to this more section, and actually we have a website builder. We white labeled GoDaddy so we can sell URLs and stuff like that. I don't really do too much of that. I don't have time for all that. But there's a couple of different resources in here that I put in here. I want to redo this one. It's a free, let me have to sign in. This is free on the site. If people sign in to this and set up an account so that they can get on our email list. Oh, he's working on this one here. He didn't update it. Hold on, where did my website go? Anyways, we got some stuff working. But I have a basic site here, and you know, that I can send people to. But I think it's most useful, really, just to kind of see what I'm doing, and then have people have a chance to make an appointment with me. So
Mhm.
yeah, obviously that could be all revamped and set up and everything and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know anything about the technology side of the ClickFunnels and all of that stuff.
Okay.
I just know how to make the videos. And like, I had this limiting belief for the longest time about writing. Like I always tell myself I couldn't write because my education's not that great. I just,
Yeah.
but I learned that, if I'm speaking, I'm speaking and I can just turn it into text and then just go back in there and fix the grammar. So,
Well, if you do the videos, Mike, and just give me an outline of the structure,
yeah.
then I'll lay it out just like I did on these other membership sites. And we just create a membership site, and we can have, the first tab be your lead magnet.
Yeah.
So it only shows up to people that come in for free and they can access it. But then you have them on a mailing list and you can follow up with them, and then they can upgrade to whatever more extensive course you might have.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, and then build on it because you could sell each of those little training modules separately.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for Trent to come into this conversation at some point too, because what he brings to the table is a lot of social media experience that would get this out to the masses with organically without paying for ads. I know that you do ClickFunnels and everything, and you're probably familiar with Facebook ads, but he actually has a pretty good system to get organic traffic to a lot of this stuff.
Well, if you would share that formula and use Rick and I as your guinea pig for the solar industry,
Yeah.
there's a huge need for that right now with these guys that they're all signing up as reps under Powur, but they really don't know what to do to go get their leads now. So if you have a formula for that, man, I know Rick and I would love to tap into that, but
yeah.
We can market that out there for you.
Okay, well, let's do this. I'll let Trent know that you and I, the three of us, had a discussion and what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let him know that, he can go and I'll let him do his own presentation because it's his deal. But he's very good at showing you what he could do he has about, I don't even know how many clients now, but that's what he does is he goes in and he helps. The funny thing is I was a guest speaker, Rick, for a CBD company last week for one of his clients. So what he does is he gets these clients and people that are building teams, and he teaches them how to build Facebook communities, and he teaches those teams how to network online, start doing videos, and then create that attention to the person. And then that person starts, like we said, right? You get the attention, you invite them to something of value like Pony or Live Masters, you build that relationship, and then, oh, hey, by the way, let's get on the call. I'd like to get to know you a little bit better, get to know your story, tell you my story, and ask if you're open. It's a pretty simple formula, right?
Right. That's Pono.
That's it.
That's what Pono is.
Yeah.
It's Pono.
Yeah. Just you don't lead with the business. You don't lead with the product. You lead with the person that's in front of you. I mean, like, some will, some won't, whatever. It's like it is. What it is.
Well, I'm excited for that. I'm looking forward to helping put that together because I'll definitely learn a ton, and that'll help our solar business. And then I think being able to push that off to these other solar reps and just, sell the training to them.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey,
There's
that's Wally. Wally's coming up 10 minutes ahead.
I know he'd be all over this too.
Yeah.
So let's do that. I will definitely. I'll talk to Trenton, and we already have a group chat going, so we'll set it up like this in the next day or two. We'll get on this right away.
Okay. How much do you need us to bug you about it?
Oh no, don't worry. Rick will be in my ear. Rick,
all right, good.
No, Rick knows that you need to bug me because no, he knows. I'm glad you said that because you do. You need to bug me. I got so many things going on. Like,
well,
that's
you know
the benefit
me.
of this group. I really think that's the benefit is everybody does it in an encouraging way. You know what I mean?
No, well, everybody knows that we're working and we're working on things, and I have family. We have families. We got I mean, I'm literally in my son's bedroom, like working out. That's why my daughter just came here.
Do you want to run off, or do you want to meet one of our other mentors?
I actually I can hang out for just like 5 more minutes. I gotta leave at the top of the hour, but I'd definitely like to meet Wally. Sure, why not?
Yeah, introduce him as the social media expert here. All right,
All right.
We'll set him up.
Okay. Aloha, Wally. He's got a.
I want to see him show up with his 45s. Hey, Wally.
Hey, Wally, welcome to, we got a little mastermind meeting going on. Wally, this is, Steve. This is my dear friend, Mike Chavez. Mike Chavez, this is one of my mentors, Wally. And Mike Chavez Wally is one of my mentors inside of Powur in helping me. And in fact, in about 7 minutes, we're going to be doing a presentation for a friend of mine. In fact, somebody that came from you, Thomas Fujii, as a matter of fact.
Oh, I know Thomas lives here in Vegas.
Yeah.
He's in Live Masters. See, that's what I'm saying. Steve, right there. There you go. There's a guy that was in my group, and Rick got to know him because Rick was in my group.
Yeah.
You see, being in my group is beneficial too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wally, Mike Chavez is a social media expert. He runs a group called Live Masters, and he teaches people how to go live. He's a good friend, and I've been playing with him now for a few years, and so we're just collaborating, doing some stuff together.
So
Nice to
you can
meet
make
you,
a lot
Wally.
of money on YouTube, man.
What's that?
You can make a lot of money on YouTube videos.
Yeah, I've been hearing that for the last few years.
I see these vloggers with 300,000 members, and I said, "Oh wow, their blogs get like 500,000 views."
Yeah, there's a lot of strategy behind all that for sure.
Yeah, I saw the formula, and these guys make decent money.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, my main focus is on Facebook. That's my YouTube channel is not as strong as those guys right now. So I really have been focusing the last few years a lot on live streaming, especially on Facebook and stuff like that. And then now I'm starting to get into repurposing a lot of the content that I've done, and a lot of it's on YouTube now. I think I have close to 200 videos now on YouTube.
Is there money to be made on Facebook Live?
Not actually doing the videos. Like Facebook won't pay you unless you have a business page and you have X amount, thousands and thousands of followers. Then they'll start running ads on your videos, but it's very difficult. I mean, it's not impossible, but you have to invest some money, run ads and stuff like that to build your page up. But it's quite an investment. But I mean, you can go on and do videos and add value on your personal page and build an audience and build a network. And then if you have a vehicle, then you can monetize it that way. And that's what I've actually done the last couple of years. And that's how I got to know Rick.
A specific project.
Yeah. Wally, Mike's going to put together a formal training process for us, or on how to do it. So for like solar reps who want to build their Facebook presence and grow their leads organically, he's going to put together a training program for us.
Oh, awesome. That'd be nice.
Well, a lot of times when people get on social media, they don't understand how it works. If you have money to invest, then you can build a business page and buy ads and have funnels and do all that stuff.
Yes.
But let's face it, most people don't have the money, and or if they do have the money, they invest it and they don't know what they're doing, and then they lose it, and then it gets very frustrating for them.
I was in a mentor meeting yesterday, and we were flat out warned and told that Powur has the best attorneys out there looking at everything on social media that says the name Powur.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, you gotta make sure that you monitor what you put out there. If you make claims that, it's free solar, or you get, 10% of your equity will go up, specific claims like that, they said they'll shut off your Powur license. So it's
the social media is a nightmare for compliance for companies. It really is.
They have a full compliance department. It's good. That's why when I do my Facebook post, I don't even mention Powur. I just make it really generic. I just say it's.
Yep. Yeah. Same thing on my page too. I'm in a DNA wellness business, and I don't really even talk about health, wellness. I do a little bit, but I don't say anything about the name of the company. I don't say anything about DNA. I don't mention anything at all. Like you said, leave it generic as possible.
Leave it as generic as possible.
Well, yeah, when you leave it generic as possible, then people are curious. Curiosity cured is interest lost. When you cure someone's curiosity, then their interest is lost, right?
Yeah, I know. I see this ad said, free solar, call me today.
Yeah. Just because the sun is free doesn't mean your solar is going to be free, right?
Mike, I'm going to have to bid you adieu, my friend.
I'll see you guys.
Good to meet you, Mike.
I
Nice
will
to meet
reach
you.
back out to you, brother.
Okay. Later, guys.
You can kick me out here in a sec. Wally, since I got you on there, that New Mexico deal is an off-grid system.
Okay.
Is that possible?
You can do battery, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You need battery if you're off grid. If there's no grid in the area,
Yeah.
then we
Right.
can do it.
Yeah, because I sent
Line to
Jonathan,
that.
I asked Jonathan Bernasso if he can do it, and he said, yeah, Powur doesn't do off-grid, but I think like Rick said, Jonathan's kind of picky about the deals he does, so.
Yeah, if there's no power, if there's no, because federal law doesn't requires you to be on the grid.
If it's there.
Yeah, the only exception is if there's no power lines running to the place.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't even have a site address, so as soon as she gets me a site address,
Yeah.
but I sent you the location, and it's just a small little cabin that she has, so it's just a young single couple with one child. They need minimal, they need a small system. It doesn't need to be big, but it'll be a ground mount so they can add on to it.
Uh-huh.
And then, yeah, definitely a battery.
Yeah, they need a battery.
Yep.
But we'll just have to get them LG camps because Teslas won't be available until early next year.
Okay. Well, I'll put them in as a lead and put you as a mentor then.
Yeah, we'll deal with it.
Okay. All right. All right, Rick, I'm out of here.
Thank you, Steve.
We'll chat later. You guys have fun. Good to see you again, Wally.
Let's go shooting, Steve.
Oh man, my kids just went last weekend. I didn't get to go. Yeah, that'd be fun when I'm down in that area.
Against a timer and just, it's really different, man. It's really.
Oh, yeah, that could be addictive.
All right.
All right. Talk to you later.
You were ready to call Thomas?
Yeah, he's already on. He's waiting.
Okay. Where is my screen? I'm ready.
Hey, Thomas. Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon, Rick.
Good to
How
see
are
you.
you? Good to see you.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Mike Chavez was just in here, and so was Steve, my partner, Steve. Man, it's been a party. And
Man, and I missed it.
yeah, we're collaborating with Mike. It's going to be a lot of fun. So
Nice.
let me introduce you to my friend Wally. Wally is a mentor to me. Wally has got a tremendous amount of experience in the solar industry, and he's agreed to mentor me. Because I don't have all the answers, but Wally's a heck of a lot smarter than I am, and he's also surrounded himself with smarter people. So,
Oh, nice.
so if I
Well,
may,
that's the way to go. Wally, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Pleasure to meet you, Thomas. And Rick and I are partners. We do all of his deals together because we figured it's better to have two people working on your account and the operation side than just one person. So things get done quicker and more efficiently that way.
Right. Nice. Okay.
you ready to learn about solar?
I am.
How long have you lived in your house, Thomas?
About a year and a half.
And before that, you were also in another property?
Yeah, we were renting the house in Las Vegas.
Right.
So first time homeowner. So
So you were renting from a
Yeah.
landlord, right?
Freezing up on some stuff here. I'm gonna shut that off.
It's like kind of moving from renting an apartment to buying a house and a new mortgage. Because you probably have been using using electricity from the utility since you were moved out of your house in your mother's place or parents' place when you were 18, right?
pretty much.
So since then, you've been renting electricity. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Every dollar you pay into it is dollar that goes into the rent. You don't own it. Plus, that landlord, that property manager just keeps increasing the rates every year. You just smile and grin and bear it, right? Same thing with the utility. You know, you've been renting electricity. So for the last so many years, 20 years or so, when they say they're raising the rates 8%, you just smile and say, that's okay. I'll pay it. It's a utility. So the reason you move from an apartment to a mortgage is to get into ownership.
Right.
So there's an end game at the end of, you give a fixed payment at the end of that term. The property is yours. You don't pay any electricity. Same thing with solar. That's the reason everyone's go solar.
Mm-hmm.
So how much do you know about solar? So Rick and I know how to present the information that you need to
Okay.
figure
Well,
out solar.
what I do know is it's probably, it may sound generic, but I mean, this is what I do know and have noticed. There's panels that are put on the roof that are wired into more than likely your box, your electrical box, and that's powering, giving you the power basically, and cutting off or pretty much eliminating the company that you're trying to not give money to anymore.
That's right. Your landlord.
Right, your landlord, right?
Eliminating your landlord, right?
But that's all I know about it.
Well, you know. So we'll give you a quick 5-minute introduction because we want to educate you, and the way Rick and I look at things, the more informed you are, the more educated you are, then it's easier it is for you to understand why everyone's hot for solar.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll tell you everything. We're not going to hide anything, and everything is full disclosure. This is solar. There's no need to hide anything because it's such a great program. Everyone's doing it. I mean, you've probably seen all the homes going up in solar.
Right. Okay.
Well, let me share my screen with you. Rick, can you allow me to share my screen?
Oh yeah, thank you.
I'll be right back. I need to open up the screen to get some more light in here so you guys can see my beautiful face. I'll be right
Wonderful.
back.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee.
Okay.
I'm working on mine right now.
So Wally, is it Arita?
It's Arita, yes.
Arita?
Arita.
What generation are you?
I am first generation Filipino.
First generation Filipino?
First generation American Filipino.
Okay. Good
What
deal.
about
Good
you?
deal.
Fujii is what?
I'm fourth generation Japanese American.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Fujii is my last name.
Fujii. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder how there are two eyes. So
Yeah.
that's Fujii.
Yeah. EE. Yep.
So my children are second generation Filipinos. So when they have
Nice.
children and grandchildren, they'll be fourth generation.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, my grandmother was second generation that lived out in Colorado
Oh, okay.
and then moved to Honolulu around 35, and then World War II broke out. They had a little restaurant out in Pearl Harbor, and they fed all the Navy and the military military personnel, and yeah.
Must have been tough time during the Second World War for them.
Yep.
But
I'm luckily I gathered her life story before she passed, so I'm pretty happy about that. So I learned a lot of things about my family that
you can share to your children and grandchildren.
pretty much, yeah, exactly.
So I came here in '84. I lived in the U.S. longer than I've lived in the Philippines. I met missionaries, Catholic priests who served in the Philippines that lived longer in the Philippines than I did, you know.
Wow.
They've been there 40 years, and I said, wow, you're more Filipino than me. But let me show you my screen here. So,
yeah, I got you.
So we just want to premise it that you know that your energy that you use now, they all come from dirty energy. Coal, oil, and gas.
Mm-hmm.
But did you know that there's over 8,000 operational power plants in the US?
No.
That's, if you look at 50 states, I mean, that's a lot. It's like 160 per state almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the premise behind solar is the cleanest energy out there. Because there's no byproduct, you know, it just makes electricity. Now, if you're able to get the same amount of electricity that you got from dirty energy, and this time you're getting it from clean energy, and it doesn't cost you more, in fact, it costs you less, that would be a good proposition for yourself, right, in terms of saving and for the environment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I ask people, what's the reason you go solar? You go solar to save trees, or you go solar to save money? And actually, solar does both,
Hmm.
right? You save money and you save trees.
Yeah.
Let me show you this. This is the way solar works. The solar panels are put up on your roof like this. The sun will hit it, sunrise to sunset. It makes electricity. Even in the darkest, cloudiest, rainiest night, it's making power. The only time it doesn't make power is at nighttime when it's pitch black. I don't think anyone's going to invent lunar solar ever. It's only solar, no, nothing from the moon.
Right.
So when they make electricity, those panels, they drive it to your main panel into your house.
Hmm.
It powers everything in the house. Whatever excess you don't use, the solar system will send it back to your utility, to Nevada. They will hold it for you in a like a big battery, like the big electric savings account. They'll hold that for you. If you need more electricity, they will send it back to you. So during the day, this electric meter is something that functions like an air traffic controller. It keeps sending and it keeps receiving, and it records every transaction. So that's why it's called a smart meter. If you recall your house that you if you were in an apartment, you probably would have not noticed this, but 4 years ago, the state, Nevada replaced every single house in the state with a smart meter. The smart meter allowed every home in the state to be ready for solar. That's part of the Nevada solar mandate. So right now, every home in Nevada, whether it's the biggest mansion or the smallest dump, they're ready to go solar because of that smart meter. And that smart meter is what monitors all the transactions going to the grid and going back into the grid. So that's basically the way solar works. The grid or your utility functions as your giant battery. And just keep on holding on to your electricity until you need it. So we mentioned this because a lot of people think when I go solar, I'm on my own, I'm disconnected. We're not. We're all connected to the utility. So
Right.
the utility is involved. The city of Las Vegas is involved, the state is involved, and we're involved, and your homeowners association is involved. So everyone is in this process, and you don't need to lift a finger because we'll do it. We'll do everything. Rick and I will just process everything for you, and our company will just process everything. You don't have to lift a finger. We'll take care of all the paperwork, all the things necessary.
Hmm. So
Yes,
as
sir.
far as the kilowatt outage, it's the same as the power company
Yes, if they go
and
out,
the panels. They're both, the output to the
Yeah.
house is the same.
if the power goes out, we all go out.
Well, there's other.
One option is to put a battery in your house. And that's something that we'll go over with you because you want to make sure if you decide to do that, that's really right for you, that you're making the choice that you think might be right. But we'll go with the batteries at this point. With the battery system, when the power goes out, then the battery will store the electricity and drive your home.
All right. But as far as the output from, into the house, they're the same as
It's the same. It's
the same. So there's not going to be any power difference as far as performance wise.
So you basically, right now you're paying a bill to the utility company, right?
Mm-hmm.
That bill includes the electricity you use, this power lines, this power poles, the transmission lines. It pays for the generating plant fired by coal.
Mm-hmm.
That's all part of the payment you make. When you go solar, your electric bill will be a solar bill and will cover every the electricity you use and this electric system that's now in your house that you own. So it's all part of your payment. Because when you go solar, your bill to a utility company goes away. It's replaced by a new bill from solar, which is, we'll explain to how it works here in a minute. So right here is one of the main reasons people go solar. Price increases. The utility company will increase your rates. They've been increasing your rates. You've probably noticed that. In your area, it's about between 8 and 9% in Nevada.
Yeah, especially during the summer.
I think it said on yours it was a 15% increase. I was like, what? That didn't.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was like like 80 kilowatts or something, and then it goes up to like 1,700.
Right.
You know, and that's just 3 months out of the year, 3-4 months at most because of the summer. You know, and it gets really hot, and everybody's running their 2-3 air conditioning units to power their houses.
Right. So your usage changes at the same time. The rate, which is the dollar you pay per kilowatt hour, that keeps raising. That keeps going up. 8% a year, easy.
Mm-hmm.
When you go solar, there's no that rate is fixed. It doesn't go up. It's like when if a utility increases the rate by 50%, when you're with solar, you're still at that same rate. So it's the main advantage is you are now on a fixed rate, so it's never going up. Even if the utility keeps raising the rates every month, you're locked in on a fixed rate. And
Another way of saying it's like a hedge for inflation, yeah?
yeah,
You're
Right.
fixing your.
it's a fixed amount. It never goes up.
It's like you're buying futures.
Yes, you're moving basically
In a
from
way.
renting, which is you keep paying the rent that goes up, to a mortgage. The mortgage is fixed. You get a fixed mortgage, it's never going up for the next 30 years. It's tied in. It's tied up. The same thing with solar. Once you fix you on a price, that's it. It's not going up. You have complete control now, and then you also own it. This is the best analogy we can show you for solar. It's the price of gas. I'm not sure if you're like me, but I would drive an extra, 4 or 5 miles to go to Costco. Save 5-7 cents on the gallon. But that's just me,
Right.
So until solar came along, you were just stuck with the utility. But now you have a choice. You can either buy from the utility or that corner gas station at the corner, or you go to Costco and buy cheaper, or which means you can go to solar and buy cheaper. So that's where solar comes in. The rates are fixed, and it's also cheaper. So let me show you your house here. First, let's just make sure that we have everything is correct here.
Is that a Dodge out in your? Is that a Dodge?
No,
truck?
no. How dare you? That's blasphemy, Rick. Blasphemy.
What do you got? What is
That's a Toyota Tundra.
Oh.
That's a Toyota Tundra crew cab SR5. I bought it used. It's a 2016. And it now has 42,000 miles on it.
Yeah, we could get that thing. We take that thing over to Hawaii, and you know what we'll get for it? Probably about 20,000 more than you get for it over here.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's still holding its value. I did a personal financial statement, and I did a Kelly Blue Book value on it, and those trucks hold their value, believe it or not.
Yeah, the Tundras are really good.
Yeah.
Toyotas are good at holding their values.
Yeah. Let's see what the ZL1 does as far as holding the value now.
So this basically correct, all this? Just make sure before I go forward.
Yeah, that is correct. Last name is spelled correctly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fujii, okay.
Yep.
So let me show you this. This is your house. Right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Toyota Tundra, Rick.
I got it.
Now here is the maximum number of panels that your house can realistically take.
As far as the weight capacity?
As far as the physical limitations of the house, like you see all this chimney sticking out.
Mm-hmm.
Capacity.
This is the maximum design that your solar panels can take, the red and green combined.
Well, what's the difference between the red and the green, if you don't mind me asking, Wally?
So the total is right now is all this. The green is the ones we turned on. So we're proposing, right now we just want to do an apples to apple comparison between the utility and you and us.
Mm-hmm.
If we give you the same amount of electricity you're buying from the utility, which is 100%, 99% offset, you will need to turn on these green panels. if you need more, let's say in the future you buy a Tesla, we can always start turning. Look at what happened to this. It'll start increasing. You see this?
Yeah.
And the reason, I'll just give you an example. The reason that he's highlighting these on this side, what side of that, if everything's facing north, what side of the house is that on, Thomas?
That is the way the greens are in the backyard, facing the backyard. That's the west side. Where
That's
the truck is the east side. So that's where the sun comes up.
That's where it's coming up, right?
Right.
Okay.
And then on the afternoon, I mean, it's ideal to have it on both sides. On facing north, where the red ones are, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it'll be beneficial, but you don't get as much sunlight as the eastern or the western portion.
Yes, sir.
You
know,
got
so-
it. That's the reason our engineers did it this way.
Mhm.
Because
As a
this
secondary
area-
unit,
this
more
area
likely,
will
I would
not
imagine.
produce as much electricity as this area right here.
Well, we want to get at least 100% or 99% at least. That's what we're
Oh, yeah.
Right.
at a
Yeah.
minimum. But you believe it? Some people don't have enough space on their roof to be able to get 100% offset, and they still want to. Okay, so they're at 99%.
So if we turn this on, you're at 99%. And I'm just going to keep it here for now, just for comparison purposes. Because we just want to compare what it will be if you bought the same amount of electricity from solar compared to your utility company. So let's keep that for now. So you're looking at 31 panels.
That would produce, what's
That
that,
will produce
13,000?
13,308 kilowatt hours, which is
Yeah.
what you used last year. Based on your,
You know, I'm just kind of curious. Can I let me pull out my bill. Do you guys have Rick, did you get my copy I sent you?
Yeah,
yesterday?
you want it? Yeah, I can drop.
Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone here.
Oh, he's pulling it up right now. So we'll pull it
I'll
out.
pull it for you. I actually have it here.
I beat you guys to it. Samsung, no.
Come on.
Let's see here. Let's see here. Now, exactly on the bill, I don't know. Okay, so right here, current is 13,909 kilowatts per hour.
Ah, yeah. So that's only 99 at 99%. We're minus.
Right.
So
So
there's
we're
purpose
right.
in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're about 99% of where you were. That's the reason we did it this way.
Mhm.
It'll show you on this graph too where you're.
And this graph is the bell curve of your
That's-
actual bill.
Yep.
So I'm showing you this graph to show you the concept of net energy metering, which is the process that you will enter, an agreement you will enter with your utility. When you go solar, we will create a net energy metering agreement between you and your utility company. And the reason, and the concept of net energy metering is, remember that smart meter I told goes in and out? It measures everything. So every month you'll now get us a bill, not a bill, but a statement that looks like your current bill. But instead of giving you dollars, it's going to give you
Credits.
kilowatt hours. So it will tell you how much you use, how much you produce, and then net balance. The next month, it'll give the same thing, production, consumption, ending balance, and year to date. So it's going to give that to you every month. So you have an idea going to the year what your total consumption, total production is. You'll also be given a mobile app where you can track everything. So if you can't wait for the bill to come from the utility companies, go to your mobile app and you can track production and consumption. So there's nothing you have to pay every month. It's just an ongoing calculation of production versus consumption. It's kilowatt hours, not dollars. At the end of 12 months, the utility will total everything. When they total everything, that's when they will give you a statement of your total production for the year and total consumption. So let's say you produce 13,308, and then you use 13,000 kilowatt hours. That means you have 308 kilowatt hours left over, right? That utility is holding for you.
Right.
At the end of 12 months, the utility will pay you for that 308 kilowatt hour left over. It won't be
Mostly
much.
mostly as a credit.
It'll be given to you as a credit. They'll pay you,
Mhm.
and it's not much. It'll be 2 cents.
2 cents per
What I-
kilowatt hour. Yeah.
It's
Not
Right,
very
right.
much.
not much.
Right.
So I tell people, don't look at this as a moneymaker because that's not the intent. The intent is to save money, not generate income. Now, let's say it's the other way around. Let's say you produce 13,300 and you use 13,500. The 200 kilowatt hours that you don't produce, you'll have to buy it from them at their rate. Now, since you already produce 99% of your electricity, that extra 200 kilowatt hours you don't produce, that's really nothing when you extend it over a 12-month period. Just like 10 kilowatt hours a month. I mean, that's peanuts. So in the long term, you've saved on 99% of your electricity with a lower rate, and you just have to buy from them what you don't produce. That's the reason we showed you a 99%. That way we can compare 1-to-1 what it will be. So your current utility bill, according to your utility and the numbers you got from them, will average about $128 a month right now. So if you were on a level pay, you know what a level pay is with the utility?
It's consistent all okay,
You pay the same amount
same
every month.
usage and all that across every month.
You paid $128 a month. You made an arrangement with them. They'll tell you just pay $128 a month. At the end of 12 months, you pay nothing. So that's your level pay, is $128. And that $128, which starting now, as we both know, they go up like 8% a year. So if you go year over year over year, or 5 years, you would expect this to go up, right? 8% every year. But we're not going to use 8% a year in our calculation because we want to be really, really conservative. So we're going to use 4%, which is 1/2 of the rate increase. That makes sense to you? Just want to be real conservative. So if you go 4% on 128 on year one and 4% on second year, 4% or 4%, in 5 years, your 128 will now be 156. In 10 years, based on a 4% increase, you're 189. In 15 years, you're 230. In 20 years, you're at 280. In 25 years, you're at 341. Now, this is based on a 4% increase. If you look at 8% increase, this is easily going to be like $600, right? Your solar bill through all this will remain at 114. So when you go solar, this goes away. It will be replaced by a fixed bill of 114. The rate that you pay, your utility right now is 11.4 cents. In 5 years, that's going to be 139. In 25 years, that's 30 cents. But all through this, your rate will stay at 10 cents. It's never going up. So you're now set on a mortgage. Your mortgage is now 114 with 0 rate increase compared to buying rent. That's going to start at 128 and end up at 341. So this is the best way to look at it. Your 128 is here at an 8% increase. So let's just make it 4% increase. It just keeps going up 4% every year. At the end of 25 years, it still keeps going up, 4%, because you're in a lifetime contract with the utility company, basically. You're perpetually renting from them. If you go solar, you'll start at 114, and it stays fixed at 114. It never goes up. So your 128 in year one will be 114. In year 25, your 341 is still 114. At the end of 25 years, the mortgage is paid off. This drops to 0, and then your electric bill will now be 0, and you still have electricity in the house. In the meantime, during that 25 years, if you had stayed with a utility company, you would have paid out of your bank $63,914 at 4% increase. If that was 8% with your rough math, how much do you think that will be?
About 125, 347.
Yep. Oh, there you go.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I mean, but
so That's what it is. So at 4%, we'd have written them $63,914. We call that the cost of doing nothing. If you do nothing, you would have written $63,000 in checks to them. That's just what it is. I keep telling people there's three things here in life: death, taxes, and electric bills.
Electric
Right?
bills.
There's no way around it. You know, you got to
Mhm.
pay electricity. That's
Yep.
what's called a utility. So you either do nothing and spend $63,000 from your bank, or do something about it and fix it. That way you don't have to spend this money. Because you do know when you go solar, you don't pay anything to the utility company. So this goes away right away.
Mhm.
You just pay a small solar bill, which is, I'll show you the calculations here in a minute. The other thing that's interesting is when you go solar, the value of your house will go up by $27,000 based on the number of panels you have. Now this amount is based on a national average. Like how much is your house now? Right, about 500 maybe?
I bought it about 412 and it's roughly about 427, 430-ish.
So let's say 430. That same house, if you put that in Alabama, is probably an $80,000 house, right?
Possibly. I mean, it's 2,900 square foot house, 5 bedroom, 3 bath. So
That's right. So this is a national average, and that house in Alabama that looks like your house is pulling this number down. So you can imagine in Nevada, this is gonna, when they do it, when an appraiser comes to your house and sees a solar, it's probably gonna be higher than this. This is just a baseline national average number, but still it's $27,000. So that's how solar works. We fix your rate at a fixed 114. If you were with the utility, you'll start at 128, just keeps going up. And it never stops. Like, how old are you now, Thomas?
48, 49,
48?
48 and a half, maybe.
You're 48, almost. Yeah, because you'll be 48 when I'm 40.
Yeah.
I'm
See,
40. You'll be
You're
49.
72. I'm 71. I'm late
Yeah.
71, and you're like what?
Yeah, but you're 10 days
mid-72?
behind me. You're 10 days in front of me. What's your birthday, Thomas?
November 17th.
Oh, that's right.
71.
You're 17th, and I'm
Yeah.
October 25th. So
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
birthday's in 3 days.
what?
I'm sorry?
I'll be 63, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, you still look like you're our age.
My baby boy is 33.
Mm,
Man, my baby boy is 1. 27 pounds and already up to my hip.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be
So
a big
this,
boy.
so these are the,
Yeah.
this is the numbers behind solar. This 31 panels will cover all your electricity. It will save you, you know, $14 in the first month. But let me show you some numbers here because you seem to be
He's crunching it, man. He's crunching the numbers. You watch him.
quite good at running numbers. Let me just show you these numbers. Are these big enough? You want me to make it bigger?
Bigger.
No, I'm okay. Yeah, you can make it bigger. Yeah.
Okay. So right now you're at 128. Your electric bill, your electric bill is solar be 114. So when this 128 goes away and you replace it a new bill, 114, you're saving $14 a month, first month. In year 1, that's 168. In year 5, that's 504 every year, and it's 2,700 in a year.
In savings, right?
Right? Now let me show you this. It's really interesting. So if you stay with the utility company, that's $73,000 that we talked about. No, it's 63,914. Let's change that. 63,914.
Oh yeah, see, and that
That's
value added
631.
on the house too. The value added on the house was different too because it went to 15 rather than 23. Every
It was,
every variable, anytime you're using these spreadsheets, and
you change one thing and it changes a whole
It's
bunch.
27464. Let me correct that. 27464.
try doing that on a rolling subdivision with 285 lots and assumptions of 3% a year and
Oh, man, did I
escalation.
miss up on house 35? No.
So this 63,914, the cost of doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If you were with a utility company in 25 years, that would have been $63,000 out of your bank account, right? You'll be minus 63,000 in 25 years. When you go solar, you don't pay this. So you now have 63,000 in your bank account. It changes from a liability to an asset. It's money that now stays there instead of going away. So we right away you shifted from a minus 63 to a plus 63. Then you add $27,000 value to your house, and now you're looking at 91,378 is the total added value of the cash in your the bank plus the value of your house. You're looking at $91,000. Your solar project is 31,747. That's 1/3 of what you would have spent if you were, if you were going with solar. I mean, if you stayed with a utility company.
Mm-hmm.
After 25 years, your bill becomes zero. Then it's all savings. You don't have to pay anything. You still have electricity running the house. It's like your mortgage is paid for. Now let me show you cash flow. Here's your cash out. When we put panels on your roof, you pay zero. You don't even write a check for $1. You don't write a check for a penny. You pay nothing. It's zero. Zero. And you get panels on your roof. The whole system is put up, you pay zero. Now that utility bill that you were paying the utility company, that 128, that's going away. It's now zero. So in 12 months, your saving is zero. You also have a cash out of zero. Now that electric bill, the solar bill, the 114 we were talking about every month, for the next 12 months, your solar bill will be zero. You will not make a payment on solar for the next 12 months because our company is providing a COVID incentive. So zero money to install, zero money to pay the utility company, and $0 to pay solar. So for the next 12 months, your cash out is zero. And you have electricity. The same amount of electricity that you were using today.
What is it on the month 13?
And then you start making your payment, which is at 114. Okay, now this is
That's okay. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is now the cash in. This how much money goes in your bank. That 128 that you used to pay to the utility goes away. That's 1536 in your bank for 12 months. For the next 12 months. That 114 that you were going to pay for solar, we'll actually send you a check for 1,368. 7 to 10 days after installation. When you receive that check, 1,368 paid to you, you use that money to make your next 12 months payment. So the check, the 12 months payment is going to come from us. We'll write you a check. Also, you're going to receive a federal tax credit, which is 26% of your project. So come April 15 next year, when you do your taxes, the IRS will give you $8,254 as a tax credit. So if you owe the IRS, say $10,000, they'll say you don't have to pay $8,254, just pay the difference. And that's because, yes.
No, go ahead.
And that's because 26% of that project is financed by the IRS because they want to help you go solar. So when you do this, in 12 months, you get $1,500 in saved money from your electric bill, from the utility. We give you a check for $1,300, then you get this check from the IRS, 8254. So the total cash you receive is $11,158, right, over 12 months. The value of your house is $27,464. And with all this, assets coming into your play, the total money that you spend for the next 12 months will be zero.
Now, what happens, Wally, if you take that tax incentive, right? That you get back. Now, Nevada doesn't have a state tax
No.
incentive.
They don't.
Okay,
They-
but
Nevada-
there's a federal one, and then we're gonna,
There
and
is a
then
federal.
what we're providing is the stimulus, which is to pay the
13.
1,500,
right.
yeah, right.
So, but if you take, if you get that stimulus money, right, and they send you a check, or you get that in the form of a credit,
It's a check. You will get a check for 1,300.
right, and
Thomas Fujii.
right, what happens on the 13th month?
Then you start paying 114. Your payment starts.
Right,
Does
but
that pay?
that's I'm sorry, Rick. The 114, that's for the actual usage of the panels.
Well, let's put it this way.
No, that's to pay it. That's just money in your pocket. That's to pay the bill.
Right. So let me explain to you, Thomas, the difference between the 128 that you pay to the utility company and the 114 you pay to solar.
Okay.
The 128 you pay the utility company includes the electricity you use,
Mm-hmm.
the power line outside, the transformers, the generating station, and that coal-fired electric plant. That's all part of your 128, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 114 is the same thing. It's electricity you use and all the hardware and software that's part of producing that electricity. It's the same thing. We just moved you from that generating plant to solar, but it's the
Right.
same thing.
Right.
You move from 120 to 114.
So on the 13th month, the
start
actual
making payments.
utility will be 114.
114.
No.
The 120, yes. And the
Yeah,
13th month is 114.
What he's saying is you're swapping bills.
Right.
You're swapping electric bills.
128 goes away.
Yeah, the 120.
This is gone. The 128 is gone.
Where I was focusing, and forgive me for intruding, but where I was focusing was actually the $1,300. So I'm looking at the right-hand column for the 12-month
Right.
and finance your electric bill, the 1,536 in the right-hand column, and then the 1,300, which is what he's got highlighted right now. That 1,368 is cash, right? That's from Powur, that's from our company to you, so that you can pay the electric bill. My question is in the 8,254, the federal tax credit, if you put that in your pocket, will that bill go up? Will that 114 go up?
We're going to go explain that to Thomas.
Okay.
Because we want to make sure the tax credit is something that I always spend a little bit extra time, Thomas, because I want you to understand it. And this is the place where a lot of solar professionals or so-called solar consultants don't disclose everything. Okay, there's no need to hide anything. It's a great program. But for some reason, they're afraid to disclose the whole thing. So this 8254 is money you will get from the IRS. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you get this 8254, say in May of next year, after you file your taxes, you will write a check for 82254 to the solar finance company, the same place where you're making your 114 payments. You'll write a check to them, and it will reduce your 31,000 program to 22,124. You're now looking at a lower principal, which means the IRS actually provided for 26% of your solar program, right? You do that, your payments will stay at 114.
That's for the solar bill, but what about the remaining balance for the actual project itself?
That's it. That's the whole thing. There's no balance for the project. Just keep paying you 114 for the next 25 years, and in this fixed amount, and after 25 years, everything is paid for. Solar, electricity, and the project, and everything that comes with
Okay, so that's where I was going to. So the project and then the use of the solar power is all in that 114 bill accumulated,
Yes.
right? And then it gets paid down over the life of the mortgage.
Right. So
So
over
114.
25 years, you're going to pay it down to zero, and then it's done. If you stayed with the utility company, you'll be at 63,000 minus over 25 years, and it never stops. It just keeps going because you don't own anything, just keep renting. So the whole concept is this 63 goes away. You don't pay the utility anymore. Just pay the 114, and then save everything until then, fixed rate. Even in summer when your electric bill goes up to $200 or whatever, you're still at 114. even if the utility rate increases the rate 50% every month for the next 25 years, you're still at 114. It's never going
So
up.
114 for the next 25 years, that covers the project, the solar usage, everything like that.
Yes.
Now, what happens if I decide to sell the house in like 3 to 4 years to go to a different house that has more lot acreage so I can have, an area for an RV or a trailer or whatever like that. So if I sell the house, what are the consequences?
So if you sell the house, whoever buys your house will qualify to take over this payment. Because if they
Okay, so
qualify to
it'll
buy
just be a
500
contract
right,
of ownership change.
right, transfer to them.
That and the
warranty-
value.
The warranty of 30 years.
That
that
itself
comes
is a
with it,
good value.
Yeah, the 30-year warranty that comes with our service will also transfer to the new owner.
What I wanted to highlight, Wally, and I didn't feel like we got there, was that 114 and that 8200, right? Because and he might have, maybe you guys got that, but that 8200, that stays at that 114, assuming you make that 8400. What happens if, let's say you want to put that money in your pocket, you want to leverage it, you got a better place for it? What happens to the payment if you don't make that?
That's what we call option 2.
Gentlemen, give me 1 second here. I have a crying kid downstairs. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah,
Please
totally.
excuse me. All right, thank you, gentlemen.
That's what happens to 1-year-olds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Quick.
Yeah, they're 18, well, 22, 18, and 10.
Oh, wow.
So they're growing up fast. My youngest one at 10 right now, she's so brilliant. She's so smart, but she's also very quiet. And she feels everything. And she's very, very special. All my kids are special. They're all,
They all are. They all are.
yeah, they're all unique. They're so special. I mean, they're like snowflakes, right? And you just,
Give me a minute. Let me just turn on my AC.
yeah.
Southern California feels like Las Vegas today.
Ah.
110, man. I have my AC at 78 because the utility said keep it at 78 so we don't have to do brownouts. But it's just still too hot at 78.
117 in Phoenix. I'm flying in on Thursday. It was 100 degrees here yesterday and in Washington, and it's
110 right now over here.
yeah, I was seeing the potential of rolling blackouts and stuff, and watching Brunasso. I mean, their marketing efforts down there. It's SDG&E is. I've got a lot of friends in San Diego, and I really want to tap into that market and see who we can help.
Because the rate in San Diego is 34 cents.
Yeah, we just need to help my friends down there, and that's what I love about this. Is like you were right in that it's the most spiritually satisfying thing I could do. I'm grateful to be able to play like this.
Yeah. If you're able to help them, it's just so spiritually satisfying.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they don't need to put anything up front. It's zero.
No.
They're just doing a bill swap, from utility to solar. Just replace one bill with the other.
I would think that he would benefit from from a greater offset from going
That's
up to 100.
I just wanted to show him 1-to-1 for now, and then we'll go and build a bigger offset for him. Because I think I set him up for like 11% offset.
Yeah, it was 111.
Yeah.
So 11% offset, which would give him, his kids are young, so they're going to be growing.
Yep, that's 11% offset.
So, and I like the idea that he's thinking long term about building another house. Good guy, good people, smart. Oh, is that what that goes up to?
Which
If
one?
you're option 2. Oh, that's got spend your tax credit option 2.
Right. So if you spend your tax credit right here, see this, if you spend this,
It goes from 114 to 156.
goes to 114. Oh shoot, man. I didn't allow him the 12 months. I did not allow for that.
So you got to change it. You can make it.
Let's see what happens if I include that. It's going to go up to 120. Let's just include it now.
All right,
Cool.
sorry about that, guys. Thank you about that.
No, no problem. We had to make a little adjustment anyway because it had to add the solar stimulus into the calculation, which brought the payment up to
Right,
up
it's
by
still-
$6.
Put it up by $6.
Oh, deal breaker. I'm out. No, I'm fine.
So if you spend that tax credit, that 8,254, let's say you want to go to the casino and just stay a week at the Bellagio. If you spend the money, your payments will go up to 154.
And that's not at 12 months or 13 months. That's actually at 18 months, month 18 through
So
300.
here's what happens for the first 19 months, 18 months, you're at 120 basically.
But you've got the stimulus money to pay for it, so you don't have any out-of-pocket
Right,
expenses.
so you don't have to pay anything, but it's 120 for the first 18 months. On the 13th month, that's when you start paying 120. Now, if you decide to spend this and not put it in, on month 19, it's going to go up to 163. So it's really up to you how you want to spend, what you want to do with that.
Yeah, it's your money.
It's
Well,
your
yeah. But I mean, it's still, no matter how you look at it, it's still going to be better than, what was it, 297 that I had to pay this month?
Yes, still
So,
higher
I
than
mean-
that whatever you're paying this month, and we're locking that rate in.
Mm-hmm.
We're locking that rate in. So I would still encourage you to put it in. I mean, the intent of the federal government is for you to use the money to go into the solar,
Right. Now,
Are you more inclined to spend it, or are you more inclined to put it back?
at this time, I don't know. I
And you
mean,
don't have to decide now. Have you
either way, I mean, it's going to be a money saver. But
Right.
I mean,
It is a
obviously, I mean, if I do this, I'd probably go put it back towards the panels,
Mhm.
and do it that way. I mean,
I'd
but
agree.
here's my question though: the federal tax credit, that's a one-time deal, or is that every year?
No, it's a maximum of 8,700.
Okay, so that's a one-time deal then.
If you're not able to use it all today, this year, the balance you can use for the next year. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's on so here's what the tax incentive right now is at 26% on a federal level, and it's scheduled to roll out and be gone in 2 years, right? So it's supposed to reduce down to 24 next year, and then the
22,
following
22 next year, and then it goes.
22 next year, and then falling off. What's happening though is like in states like California where they're mandating that you go solar, any new home being built has to be solar. That's what you're seeing in Nevada at a point in time when when they're forcing you, that why would they pay you? Because at some point it just becomes law, because that's what their intent is. Right now you get the little early bird special. You get to put, it's like playing BlackRock, right? I mean, you get to invest. If you did the true ROI on solar like this, you wouldn't even be looking at real estate. You'd be looking at, oh my gosh, this is, zero. The true ROI, the value that you're getting is that of a BlackRock investor in real estate. But
Mm-hmm.
because you're leveraging, that's another story. It's a completely another story. Forgive me for even use.
No worries. I like the BlackRock analogy with that hedge fund, so it's all good. I got it.
The difference is with
Um,
BlackRock, you have to put your money like, $10,000 into it. It's all you pay zero.
You pay zero. I mean, it's
You pay
you using somebody else's money at this point, and you get positive results, positive leverage at this tune, and even to the extent that you're putting money in your pocket. I don't.
mhm.
That's why I say it's like it's the most spiritually satisfying thing I've ever done. I'm feeling pretty good about this right now. Because what if we could go ahead?
So this I just want to I'm an inquiring mind, unlike the magazine. This federal tax credit, that's a yearly
One time.
one time.
It's,
Okay.
it's money that the IRS will give you, and you can put it back to the solar whenever
Right,
you want
right.
to put it back.
I was just making sure that was only a one-time tax credit and not every
one
year.
time. It's one time.
Yeah, it's one time. Yeah.
You get the 8,700, and you decide what
Right.
you're going to do with it.
So,
And you have 18 months to make that decision.
mhm, mhm.
You don't need to decide now. You don't need to decide in December. You don't need to decide in May, in April. Because in 18 months, as long as you put it back in, it'll stay at 120. If you decide to spend it on the 19th month, that's when it's going to go up to 163.
Right.
But you're more inclined to put it back anyway. So just put it for what it's intended to be, Put it
Or I can invest it into like a mobile home and rent it out and have some kind of cash flow coming in that
there
way.
you
No,
go. That's
I'm playing. I wouldn't do a mobile home. I'm sorry.
or you could
But
buy
if the numbers are right, though, no.
you can buy Apple stocks and and watch it accumulate.
Well,
It's
you
your
know,
money.
you-
Your money. You can do with what you
You can
want.
do whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Well, Tesla's having a 5-to-1 split here pretty soon. So if you don't have Tesla, just saying.
You could buy stocks in
Apple's
Powur
a 2-to-1 split at the end of this month. So if you have Apple, you're good.
or you could buy stocks in Powur because when we go IPO in like 3-4 years,
Yeah.
you'll make money.
So there's no down payment, nothing out of my pocket, period.
Period. Nothing.
And the monthly bill to do this for the project and all the usage, all the yada yada yada, is 120 or 114.
It's 120 because we forgot
120. Okay.
to put something in.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is kind of like a no-brainer, I think. I mean,
It really is, doesn't it?
now,
No, I wanted to add another something to the
well,
mix.
if I act now, there's more.
It's like an infomercial, right?
I don't know.
But wait, if you act now, you'll get an extra. No.
No, I think what we had actually done, Thomas, is looked at actually increasing, like producing more, not much more, but to think
Mhm.
like your family's growing, right? You got a 1-year-old, so if your family's growing, you would assume that your energy consumption is going to grow,
Yeah.
and so anticipating
Well, yeah, I mean,
that, and
the more they grow, the more.
right. And so rather than
Yeah.
being caught with your pants down, just producing a little bit more to hedge inflation. So when it goes up, because whatever you don't produce, you're going to be paying for at that cost, whether it's 25 years from now. And if that cost has gone up, 4%, 4%, 4%,
Mhm.
if you can hedge it now today, why wouldn't you? But he'll show you.
So let me, Thomas, the concept of like a 30-year mortgage at $2,000 a month, and then you start paying 10% more every month. Instead of paying $2,000, you pay $2,200.
Mhm.
Then that 30 years starts to go down, becomes 20
Right.
years.
All right.
Same concept here. Let's
So
just
there's no
say
prepayment penalty then.
there's no prepayment penalty. Let's just say you paid it down and you're now down to 22,052. Okay. 052. Now let's say instead of paying 128, which your average, you paid, instead of paying 120, you paid the 128, which you're paying your utility company anyway. So that's 172 divided by 12 months. It's 14 years. If you paid 120, you're down in 25. You paid an extra $10 a month. you paid in, less in half the time.
Right.
So the reason why I'm saying this is, like you said, there's no prepayment penalty. Every month, if you have an extra $10, $15, $20, put it back in, because this thing could be done in 7 years. And then there's no more electricity in the house, no more electric bill, but you still have a lot of electricity.
Now, do people put money down to get started just out of
Some
fact to help out?
people have offered, but I told them why. Just hold on to your cash, because you can always put it when you need it, when you need to put it down.
And there's no interest on the project at all, right?
Well, there is interest. This payment of $120 includes interest at 2.99. That's already included. Interest is already included in the whole thing. It's already financed at 2.99, which is probably lower than your first mortgage, right?
I'm sorry?
It's probably lower than your first mortgage.
Yeah, my mortgage is 4.75.
And this is 299 with zero, no lien, no nothing. It's just a straight solar utility payment.
Mm-hmm. How long does it take to get it installed?
It will take us here's the process. The first step in the process is we do the savings report, which is what we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Then we will go into an approval process. We will approve both your property and yourself. The property needs to be approved. So we'll send an inspector to your house over in about a week. So a week from today, maybe around Tuesday, Wednesday next week, someone will be at your house to inspect the house. We will look at the roof, we'll look under the roof, we'll look at your electrical system. Make sure that everything's right for solar.
And you said something about me getting approved or something? What's that entail?
Yeah, that just means just running credit on you.
Oh, credit.
Making sure that we're putting this at your house at no, basically nothing. So we just want to make sure that, that you'll make your payments.
I think it's a baseline of a 650 credit score or something, and
it's
last time I checked, it was
650.
827, so I have nothing to worry about.
I guess you're gonna be all right.
Can you spot me at about 27 points of that, so I'll reach 800? So after we do the inspection in about a week from today, then that's when we will build engineering drawings, and we submit it to the city. And we get permits, because we cannot build in your house without permits, right?
Yeah, right.
With the
What about
permit, we're installing in about 4 weeks. 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks from today. So you're looking about the third week of September.
We facilitate the HOA documentation, all of that. I remember Thomas was telling me he was out there doing his yard the other day. He said could keep the HOA happy.
Form with all the diagrams and planning.
We'll email you the engineering drawings, and HOAs are automatic. They'll just have to approve this automatically. It's a given. They don't even look at it. There's a federal law that prohibits HOAs from discriminating against solar. That's why everyone's going solar in your place. Now, once we get the permits and everything from the city, in about 4 to 5 weeks from today, that's when we'll install. So you're looking at about the third week of September to install.
And the actual installation takes how long, though?
This many panels, I would say maybe 2 hours to 3 hours.
Oh, so it's a one-day deal.
Couple days, 1 to 2 days
Okay.
max. Yeah.
All right.
It's half a day. This many panels will be out of there in like 2, 3, 4 hours.
Yeah,
Really? That fast?
We'll still be at 110-degree weather, though, so they may go slower because of the heat.
But what they do is they go like 7 in the morning.
Oh, okay, so it's 90 degrees. Okay, so they're good.
It'll be 90 degrees.
I gotta go when I'm flying into Phoenix and going to look at this piece of property. This people have asked me to go take a look at, and I'm going at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Because I gotta go kick the 300 acres of dirt, and I'm not doing that in the middle of the day. I'm not doing that at 8 o'clock. It's freaking hot.
No way. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Phoenix is just like middle of the Southwest.
There's this place called
geez.
Wickenburg. You ever heard of this place called
I've
Wickenburg?
been to Wickenburg.
No.
I have a friend that lives in Wickenburg. It's in the
So-
middle of the desert.
yeah, these people are calling me up. They got this resort type property that's in an opportunity zone. They want $20 million for it. And they said, Rick, can you help us? We hear you're the guy. Will you come kick it? I said, look, I don't get excited unless I can, kick it, unless I touch it, feel it. And he's, come, please come. That's how we know you're the guy. I said, okay, let's go.
So when we install in 4 or 5 weeks, you got to know, Thomas, that's when your waiting will have to start. Because now we have to wait for the building inspectors from the city to come to your place and inspect what we did.
Yeah, and they're about, from what I hear, about 3 months.
No, in our experience, about 4 to 6 weeks. So let's say 6 weeks. And then once they sign off on it, that's when the utility engineers from the utility company will come and turn off your utility and turn on solar. When that happens, you will see the meter that's going this way start going backward.
Right.
Because now you produce your electricity. Also, that's the time when this utility bill will go away. That's when your solar payment will start.
Mm-hmm.
There won't be any overlap. One goes away, one starts. So this whole process is looking about 8 to 10 weeks. So you'll probably be live in October.
Justin, what a great birthday present for my wife.
Oh, and once we get your house approved and ready to go, we'll pull permits. In the meantime, we can also get you approved into the process. And it's a very simple process, really. It takes about 4 or 5 minutes to get this. All we need is some basic income information, all that. How much did you guys make last year?
We made about 90,000.
90,000.
Yeah, about 90,000.
Okay.
This year it went down drastically because I have no income coming in at the moment. So it's just basically her.
Well, then this is perfect for you. Let's eliminate that electric bill at least. And you were born 1975, you say?
71.
Oh, 71. Okay. And what year and
11/17.
11/17.
so that's around
1s and 7s are good numbers, Rick.
Yeah. What's the last 4 of your social?
5427. There's that 7.
that 7 is also
Mine's 547.
Really?
Yeah, 54787. We got some sevens.
What's your blood type? No.
That I don't know. You just,
B positive? No.
So you'll probably be getting a phone call maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, and we will schedule somebody to come out there for next week. When you get that phone call, just try to schedule it as early as you can. Tell them the first available, because we want to get as many days, cut from that 8-week period.
All right. Now, Rick sent over a video. I watched that video. And
you're referring to Powur and the business opportunity inside of Powur.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. You should join.
That kind of sounds rather lucrative.
It really is.
You
And
want to come play with us?
come play with us.
Yay!
I mean,
the total
right now,
penetration.
this is the way I see it. I have no money coming in right now. Okay. My wife and I are kind of arguing about how much to pay a babysitter she wants to give half her paycheck to, so I can try to work without being interfered with the kids right now. Right. And I'm seeing that you're mentoring Rick, Wally.
Yes, sir.
And so whenever you do this, you have a mentor doing this with you every single time, or is it just the one time?
It's three deals minimum, depending on how quick you learn it.
Okay, Rick, this is your first or your second deal?
Second, actually. I've actually done a few presentations. This would be the second deal. And Wally I've gone through a couple of different mentors. Like I have a partner, my partner Steve, and he's like my mentor. Wally is seasoned inside of Powur, and Wally is like he's my go-to. Like I want to send everybody that I'm working with to Wally because I know for me, my strength is not, is not doing the presentations. My strength is building an organization. My strength is people. And that's the aspect that I want to grow. So but all the while, right, we're always running 3 lanes of business. We're doing the business, we're in the business, doing the business, we're teaching others how to do the business, and then we're
Right.
also building on the organization,
Right.
So that's
See,
where, like,
right.
I would suggest if you came on today and you said, hey Rick, let's go to work, where do I go inside of Powur? We start give you the education that you need inside of Powur.
Yeah,
I
I
would go
kind of
to
see this being
Wally.
beneficial for my own.
Yeah.
Right.
I would go to I would
Yeah.
say Wally team, right? Like the first couple of deals. That is, now we're going to be playing together inside of Pono Quest. We'll be playing together inside of Solar Coach. We will be playing together, no doubt. But I'm saying your number one objective when you do go to do a deal and a mentor deal, you're going to want to select Wally and have Wally walk your customer through. That is if Wally is that, feels like that right fit for you. Wally's that for me. Now we got a lot of people, we got mentors all over the country, right? I mean, the guy that sponsored me, that I'm in direct sponsor, is the head of the company, is at the number one. He's making 150 grand a month. He's charging, he's got a big team. I want a balanced life. I want a very holistic, easy life, and I want to
Right.
make a lot of money and play with my friends. Wally's a great mentor for that.
Yeah, I have about
Because I want that
years of-
equilibrium too, so.
because I know solar inside. I have close to 400 customers that I've helped over the years. So I know every situation and everything that applies. And so I can come up and help your customers and teach you, guide you how to get into this. When you're done with this and your panels are on your roof, you will be the best testimonial for solar.
Yeah, because I believe in the product.
Right. So
And I trust it. And then that's
Yeah.
the number one thing is trust.
when
people,
the neighbors see your
you know.
panels on your roof, all of them will be your deals, and all you do is put it into the system, pick me as mentor, and then we'll get you going the first 3 deals or so. After that, everything, you're on your own. But if you want me to help you forever, I'll help you as much as I can.
Yeah. So if I remember from the video, if you do one by yourself, your commission was like $6,000
The average commission in the company
roughly.
it's about 6 to 7 grand is the average.
Right. And if I have a mentor,
You go 50-50.
50-50, so that's $3,500 roughly.
Right.
Now, tell me more about this GC program.
General contractor, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure what you meant,
I
GC
don't know what
program.
you mean with it.
I remember seeing something about a general contractor thing where in the video, it was something about a GC program or something, general contractor deal, or it's in the works or not really created yet, or.
Well, it's probably confusing because the general contractor is us. It's Powur. And
Okay.
if you're a solar installer, you can apply with Powur, so we can make you one of our installers.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
Okay.
Powur's done really, really well at.
Because the amount of volume we do 1,000 installs a month.
What
We're the
Powur,
largest in the United States right now. No one can come close.
nobody's going to even, there's nothing they can touch. I mean, we literally have taken the industry by storm. So there's no way anybody's going to ever catch up. And that's where, like, we've hooked our wagon to Powur. We may have an overarching aim for a global position, but our objective is to be a resource, utilize Powur, be that resource for training presence. And I would hope one day inside of Powur, everybody's looking to us as our group as a solar coach going, man, you guys rocked it. You guys really, you are the customer care, you are the Costco, you are the AAA, of solar, and that's who we want to be.
Because right now, the reason I would encourage you to go solar, because right now the penetration of solar nationwide is only at 4%.
I thought it was less than that. I thought it was at less than 2%, but if 4%, really,
it's still minuscule.
it's not an untapped market. There's $26 trillion pointed at dismantling the grid.
I mean, if you look at the next 10 years, you can only expect electricity rates to keep going up.
Well, just like every other resource, so.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something here, Thomas. The bill that I received did not have
I uploaded the new one. I got it from Thomas and I uploaded it in the system into notes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's in there. I can pull it up.
Yeah,
it's only a one-page bill. That's all it is. There's nothing on the back.
You want the account number?
One page.
I need to see the account number. That's the thing. If you have it, you could just give it to me or read it to me.
Yeah, he might even have it. Oops, where do we go here?
The utility.
All right, let's see here.
Should be on the top right, I think.
Wow, that's like a 50-digit number. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
3000.
You're so fast.
I'm sorry, I'll start over. 3000.
Okay.
355. 95.
Okay.
14.
14.
20.
20.
23.
23.
70.
70.
77.
77. Okay. Now the other thing I would need, there's a meter number that's on your bill. Can you read that to me also?
There's a meter number?
Yes.
I'm looking
right below the account number.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, hold on. It's Charlie.
Okay.
03. 01.
0.
Dang it. 01. 25231.
I see where you found it now.
Charlie 0301252231.
Yeah, Charlie 0301252231.
Okay. That's it. Let me request. I also emailed you paperwork. Can you see if you can receive that paperwork on LoanPal?
Through DocuSign?
Yes. I just want to make sure that the numbers are correct. Just click next, continue, and let's go through the arrows.
But yeah, I mean, if I decide to join the Powur team, I see it kind of beneficial for my real estate investment business.
Yes, definitely.
You know, I can actually put these on there onto the houses I renovate.
Right.
And get credit for it. Now, let me ask you this. Do I need a LLC to do this, or can I do it under my same umbrella as Property Solution Systems?
We all come in as our own individual names, but then when they transfer money to my bank, they transfer it to my corporate account.
Okay. So my corporate account is my LLC, my current LLC.
Right. So
so it'd be Property Solution Systems.
My employer ID number and all that, and then
I have an EIN. Yeah.
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
I dropped a link inside the chat box. Just go ahead and grab that and save it for later. It's the powur.com/join.
Yeah.
So this is the link that you're going to use to join Powur. Once you're inside Powur and you've done all and set up your wallet and all of those things, we can pick back up, and I'm going to share some other things with you at that point. Okay. I'm going to let Wally complete the presentation and the process.
Just let me know if you see the DocuSign, and I just want to compare numbers, make sure we're dealing with the same numbers.
Yeah.
It's 2.99. You see it?
Yeah. Where did I go? Did I lose you? There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I was saving that link here. Yeah, 299 at 25 years at 33,596.51.
And then the payments will be 120 and 163.
Right. Right. Depending if I keep that
Depending if you keep
tax
1 month.
incentive.
And you have
Right.
18 months to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we do the DocuSign and get you going to the next one?
I guess so. Anything to save me money, right?
Yes, sir. And no money out of your pocket.
What's this target balance?
I've never seen this, so this is new for me. I'm watching in the process. So thank you for the education, both of you.
Target balance payments and initial monthly payments. You are not required to make prepayments. However, but that's what you were talking about, Wally, where
Right, no
my initial payment's 120, and if I do 128, it's going to bring it down
Yes,
lower time period.
that's correct.
Now, what is the warranty on this? Is there a warranty?
30 years, let me show you.
We put in the extended warranty. We gave that to him, yes?
Yes,
Okay,
let me show
perfect.
you the warranty right here.
We gave you all the bells and whistles and cut the commission to make it like the sweetheart deal for you.
Okay, thank you.
So
You're
here,
But I was
here's
really
the-
looking for
here's
the conchos.
Yeah, you see the warranty
The what?
here?
I was looking for the conchos as well.
What's conchos?
Those are little things that hang from, from the bells and whistles. The little
Oh,
leather
the
strips,
streamers,
conchos.
the
Yeah,
conchos.
streamers. Yeah,
Ah,
there you go. Okay,
dude.
yeah.
You
So
put them on your.
here's your warranty, Thomas. It's
We
30
won't go there.
years.
No.
It's 30 years on parts, labor, and roofing. Okay, it's
Parts,
zero,
labor, and roofing. Okay.
zero deductible, 100% parts and labor, and it's transferable, transferred to the new owner. So
Okay.
it's bumper to bumper. There's really, everything is covered.
Okay. Whoever you acknowledge that in order to avoid an increase in your initial monthly payment, you must make one more voluntary prepayment equal of 26%. What does this mean? I have to make an extra prepayment equaling up to 26%
That's
of my
if you
total
decide to
loan.
return-
Is that the
If you
tax?
decide to return the 26%, that's what it is.
That's that tax incentive, right?
Right, that's a tax credit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See, my collegiate mentor told me to read every single line in the footnotes.
You,
I
you,
hate him now. No.
you can print this and go over the whole thing.
I mean that in a good way, though.
Oh, we understand.
Oh yeah.
We'll be part of this team, and we'll help you.
I couldn't do this by myself. That's why I like playing with friends. I mean, you
What's
get
the name of your utility again? Nevada?
NV Energy, a conglomerate of Berkshire Hathaway.
envy,
So
ENVY.
every month I'm paying Warren Buffett a little bit of my money.
Are you doing that, Wally?
Yes, I'm doing this.
I'm trying to pay attention to all the paperwork here. Estimated value utility incentive, if any. There's no utility incentive. Down payment 0. Monthly payment. That one was in there at 120, yeah?
Do I have to do auto pay?
Yes, it'll save you $20 a month.
Okay.
Oh, is that what they make you do? Okay, I'm glad I know that now, because when my insurance company made me do that, it kind of pissed me off. I was like, "What do you mean? I don't want to auto pay. I don't want to have to deal with that all the time." Anyway, it's those things. If you don't know, right? Unless you
Yeah.
understand, can't complain about it later.
That's why you always ask questions, you know. The only stupid question is the question not asked.
Right?
Let's see. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the routing number on the check is the second number, right? Or
The first one is the routing number.
oh, the first one. Okay.
Yes,
Why does it not give you the 30-year warranty?
right there.
Oh, okay.
What's the Solar Edge warranty?
That's the warranty on the what do you call this, inverter. But we override that with our
Okay.
ride that with our 30-year warranty anyway.
You're all done. Oh, did you just resend it with more information? Is that what you did, Wally?
I just completed it and sent it over to Thomas.
Powur? Oh, okay. Oh, you completed it and sent it to Thomas.
Yeah. Now Thomas can complete it. When he's done with the loan pad, we'll go to the other one.
So when is the first? What's going to be taken out the first for this auto pay? The 120.15?
Yeah, in about 60 days.
The $120.
$120. But we're going to give you the check anyway. So you have the money to pay for it.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Right.
But I just want to make sure I'd like to try to keep track what's coming in and out of my account. So
Yeah, it'll be 120.
So you'll have a payment in 60 days?
60 days, yeah. Because that's 60 days from when we install. So
60 days from the time of install.
right.
we don't get funded until it's installed.
Understood.
So you have a lot of time from installation to when Edison NV Energy turns it on.
You got a lot of emails there you need to catch up on, Wally.
I know.
45,000? Boy, you're way backed up.
That's me.
Okay.
I just gave up. Check your email again for the Doc's team. Did it say finish when you did the loan pal?
Doc's team, yeah, solar closing documents.
The loan pal said finish. We're able to finish the whole thing.
Yeah, I already finished it or finalized it.
Yeah,
Now,
do the Doc's team, and this is the paperwork for the installation.
Okay, so there's that.
Yep, it's Doc sign. Okay.
Yeah, Rick, let's play.
We're on, man. Game on.
Yeah, let's do the other one, the Doc's team. That's the second one.
Let's play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
When you see it on your screen.
I'm going, when I fly into Phoenix, I'll be seeing our friend Clifford Starks on Friday. Gonna go give him and his wife a big hug.
Nice.
I bought about 50 of his books so I could give away to my friends in Arizona when I'm there.
Yeah, I saw the little video there, Anybody in San Diego, one of my friends in San Diego, if you see this, let me know. I'll send you one.
I will. I'll send.
So,
If you have
I got mine yesterday. When was it? Yesterday or the day? No, yesterday. So I made a little live video.
I saw it. I'll send you one of his books, Wally. My friend Clifford Starks just wrote a book, and it's called "Awaken the Superhero Within." Of course, we already know you're a superhero. By the way,
The great big W on his chest.
Did you get the finish, Thomas?
Yeah, I'm working on it currently.
Okay.
so
If
while
you
you're
have friends from San Diego, start lining them up because those are deals I can help you with.
well, yeah. See, what Wally was saying is like in San Diego, the cost of like SDG&E, their cost for power is like 34 cents a kilowatt hour.
34 cents a kilowatt hour.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine that? You're like literally putting a couple $100 a month into somebody's pocket along with all of the
It brings
incentives.
it down to, to the like 10, 12, 13 cents.
Yeah,
It's a no-brainer for them, for everyone actually.
right. It's just
So, sorry to interrupt, gentlemen, but for some strange reason, I don't know if this ever happened, but I would like to know, just in case something does happen where the HOA denies this.
Now the HOA
Has
won't.
that ever happened?
It's never going to happen because there's a federal law
Unconstitutional.
that federal law requires them to approve it.
Okay.
Unconstitutional.
And you're not the first one. You'll see everybody putting panels in their roof in your place.
Well, it's kind of a crime what the utilities have done over the years. It's only now that the legislation and mandates have been to where they're actually breaking the monopolies of the utilities. They're not doing it, because they want to.
Right. Bear with me, gentlemen. I need to get into my.
Oh yeah, I'll be right back. I'm going to take a step for a second.
How long you been doing this, Wally?
5 years, sir. And been making really good money over the last 5 years. That's why I came out of retirement.
But you're still retired.
And now it's actually better. I don't have to leave the house. I'm just working from the house, doing Zoom meetings. And that's what we're going to teach you. You can stay home and just do Zoom meetings the whole day.
Yeah, because I'm still learning my real estate stuff here too. So
This is a perfect complement for that. Because if you know real estate brokers and that want to make some money on the side, you can recruit them to Powur. You make money on them.
yeah. Okay. Okay. The second one is done there, Wally.
All right. Now I just need you to take a picture of your driver's license, please, and just text it to me.
The real one or the fake one? No, I'm playing.
I wanted you to go to the bars.
Oh, that's the fake one then. No. All right. I'll be right back.
All right.
Thank you, Wally.
Oh, let's teach them how to do this and make money, on solar.
Absolutely.
It's nice guy. I mean, if we can teach him, if we can help him out and make like 150, 200 a year, hey, that's not bad. In addition to his solar real estate license.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. It's just nice to play with your friends, to play with nice people.
Yeah, because the solar is the best thing out there.
Yeah, it's nice to have friends to play with. How was the traffic like in LA? How are you? You're just staying at home.
I don't leave the house, man. I used to spend like $50, $40 a day on gas. And now that so that's like 40 times 30, it's like $1,000 in gas every month. Now my gas bill is my $39 Zoom bill.
Right? Yeah.
And I don't have to leave the house. Like this is the second deal I have for today. I had one this morning, and I have another one at 7 o'clock tonight.
It's really nice when you can just be flexible, and selective. Not.
Yeah, because back in the day before COVID, we would drive. I mean, I'd be out of the house by 8. Don't get home till 10 in the evening.
You would just do in-person appointments?
It was in person. I mean, that's the only way we did it before. But we were writing a lot of business. I mean, we still are, but we'd write at least one deal a day, 30 deals a month.
Yeah.
And with Powur, I mean, if I have one a day, I'm good. You know, I get 5, you know, two deals. Hopefully, I'll get the third one this afternoon.
Hmm.
And it's just very gratifying. Spiritually fulfilling is the right word.
Really fulfilling. Yeah. I think so.
Okay, sorry about that, gentlemen.
You can give my phone number. So you can text it to me directly.
Okay. Okay, Wally.
It's 951-205-3346.
Where do you live?
Temecula.
Ah,
I'm close to wine country, man. If you're Southern California, hit me up. I'll bring you to the winery.
I grew up out in Redlands.
Oh, cool. I have a lot of customers there in Redlands. Which part? North of the freeway?
It was on Redlands Boulevard in California in the Rosewood Apartments right there.
Oh, okay. That's close to downtown Redlands. There's a lot of good restaurants.
It's not that far, yeah.
Yep.
Orange
A lot of
Street
good
and everything. My
restaurants.
mom used to deliver mail out there.
Oh, wow.
So my grandma lives in Temecula or in Yucaipa.
Yep. I have a lot
One of my
customers
old
there, too.
professors lives in Temecula. So I'm a Cal State Fullerton alum.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, all those people you're going to be able to help down there. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, there's nothing to, it's not a sale. It's like, hey, do you want me to show you how I can put some money in your pocket?
Yeah.
That's like, you're doing somebody a favor. That's the thing. It's like, and
What's
you get
the
paid to do
catch?
it. It's like, really? Well, you look for it.
What
I
do
mean,
you, yeah. What do you mean you don't want to put money in your own pocket?
So let me know when you take a picture and text it to me. So I'll watch out for it.
oh, did you put your phone number in the chat box?
I gave it to him.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it come through. Oh, you text him.
Yeah. No, he's read it off over the meeting on video.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, how come it didn't save? All right, let's do it this way then. Okay, let me know when you get it, Wally.
Let me wait for it. Not yet.
It's a 714 number.
Okay. 951-205-3346.
Yeah.
Thomas, what I'm going to do too is I'm going to drop my calendar in here. Just I've got time over the next couple of days.
Okay.
If you want to I'm happy to spend some time with you and we can walk through some other pieces that I think will be beneficial.
Yeah, and if you have questions about Powur, just don't hesitate to call me or Rick. I'll help you answer everything to get you started. I'm still not here for some reason.
Well, I have that new cell phone company called T-Sprint, where T-Mobile took over Sprint. So
Really?
I'm on that cellular network. Sometimes it takes a little bit.
Okay, while we're waiting, let me show you something else. This is something, I need this picture, so it will shave at least, oh, there it is. I got it.
There you go.
Got it. Now,
Don't you like that smile? It's infectious.
I need these pictures because this will save, 2 to 3 days, maybe 4 days from the processing. If you could just go and take a picture of the meter like this, and then text it to me. Also a picture in the side of the house where the panel is located like this.
Isn't there's pictures of the meter in there?
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it. It's all inside the Wally. It's all inside there.
Okay, you have the MPU as well.
I have uploaded it into. Oh, I can show you my.
And I'll look for it. Just make sure it's.
Today's what, Tuesday?
Tuesday the 18th, 8/1/8/2020.
Yeah, you'll probably get a phone call. I say Thursday.
Look in the note in the assets or notes.
Yep, that's what I'm looking at.
Assets. Yep. Upload panel meter panel 2.
We got it.
Yeah, the meter, the panel, sub panel, and the
Yep.
meter.
I got all that. Yep.
Okay,
Thank you.
good. That's all we need to get going.
But I didn't do the side of the house though. Does that matter?
It'll be nice if you can, but it's really not necessary. As long as we know it's on the side of the house, right?
Yeah, it's on the right side if you're facing the garage.
Yeah, that's fine. Because some homes have them inside the garage, especially the older
Yeah.
homes.
Yeah.
So I think we're good. We're good to go.
Okay.
So we're done. We'll get this. I'll submit it right now, so you'll probably get a phone call. Hopefully tomorrow, if not Thursday. And you have dogs in the house?
Yeah, but it's like a Chihuahua Jack Russell mix that's scared of everything.
Okay, just make sure that they're in the house when they do the site inspection. It's not that we're afraid of dogs. It's just we've been chasing dogs when we open the gate.
He's always inside.
Okay.
He's always inside. So the panel is outside the gate, by the way. So you don't have to worry about getting into the gate.
Yeah. And then we'll probably need to go in the house also, depending on what they decide to do. But sometimes you need to look under the roof. But yours is a relatively new house, so I don't think they'll need to do that.
Yeah, probably go into the attic. So yeah.
Just take a few pictures, yeah. And if you do this right, we may even take care of the site audit if I submit it completely with everything. So we'll see.
Okay.
So congratulations.
Congratulations,
Thomas. And if you need me to help you in any way, get started with Powur.
I know
I have a treasure trove of information I can share with you.
Okay.
My hope is this, Wally.
I'd love to mentor you. Yeah.
And will you show that other part of the process where your referrals?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's beneficial as Thomas sees this part of this process that everything's a process, right?
So here is the in Powur, you will not see us advertising in Facebook and spending millions and millions of dollars in Facebook. The reason is 80% of our business we get from referrals. And that's been my philosophy from day one over the last 5 years. 75% of my business I get from referrals. Because if you're happy, you will give me referrals, right?
Mm-hmm.
The referral fee is $1,000. If you're not ready to join Powur, you just want to refer people, it's $1,000. So if you join Powur and your friends start referring, they make $1,000. Like this Vietnamese lady that I work with, she's given me $4,000. I've written her $4,000 in the last 3 months. And she uses, and I asked her what she's doing with the money. This lady is so aggressive that because she's Vietnamese, she would actually go in the house with me or go in the meeting with me and translate. So she can get the sale. So I asked her, what are you going to do with your money? I said, go to Vietnam. She said, no, I'm putting it here. So I'll pay it in 5 years or 7 years. So that's her game plan.
Yeah.
So when you set up an ambassador, we will set them up with a portal like this, their own private app. So all they do is click plus, and then they start writing name, address, and phone number and emails. When they complete that, I get an email, Powur gets an email, or you get an email if she's your ambassador, and tell you have a new lead. Like this lady has given me 6 deals in the last 45 days. Out of the 6 deals, I've signed 4 already. And with this allows you to track what the deals are going. Like this deal is submitted, proposal, contract, permit, installed. But that means it's installed on the July the 21st. So she got paid $1,000 for it. So she's got 3,000 more of installs that will get paid, and another 2,000 if they sign up. So this allows them to track it, but it's $1,000 each. Right. I tell people this is better than doing Uber.
Better than Uber or Lyft.
I mean, if people do Uber, they make, $1,000, $2,000 a month, and they have to drive and spend gas and, be out on the street. If they just refer people to you, they make $1,000, $2,000 a month. Hey, that's better than driving an Uber,
Right.
right? Then when they give you a referral, you make $6,000 commission on the deal. Let's say 5,000. I mean, if you make 5,000 on the deal, you don't mind giving 1,000 to the referral, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's perpetually generating. I mean, I don't do solicit anymore. I just get phone calls from my ambassadors. I get one phone call, maybe 2 phone calls a day. Say, hey, I got a new referral for you. So
Right.
that's all I do.
At first, you did some solicitation first, didn't you?
Start with friends and family. Start with your neighbors,
Mm-hmm.
because your neighbors are prime. They know you. Just get their name, address, information. We'll just tell them we'll do a proposal. We'll generate this analysis for them. Then you and I will call them. We'll make the presentation, and then we get them going. Then we move on to the next one.
Right.
Hopefully, in three situations you learn this, so you don't need me. But going forward, but if you still need me, I'd be more than happy to stay on and just keep coaching you as long as you need, until you can stand on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Right.
once Powur sees that you can stand on your own, they'll say you don't need a mentor. But I have people that have been in Powur for a year, and I'm mentoring them because they just need help, getting into the process. So we do that. I have a mentor deal in a dealer in Florida with 30 reps, and they all don't know how to sell because the guy just kept recruiting people.
Right.
So they need someone to train them, and that's where I step in. The other thing about Powur is you also make money on the referrals. I mean, on the sale of the people that that you recruited under you.
Right.
So, like in this whoever recruited Rick. So they say that's Steve.
Yeah, it's my partner, Steve.
Steve will make about $600 on your project.
Right.
And then if you recruit someone and they sell, that's you make income up to 6 generations.
Mm-hmm.
600, 400, 200, and then 100, 100, 100.
Right.
So you do this right, you could be making residual income, going forward over the next 10 years.
That's my anticipation. I mean, I see the long-term play with the stock.
The long-term play, yeah, that's where I'm looking at. I'm 63. I'm thinking of retiring, and
Well, and it's really.
I want to have like 30 grand in residual income, and just chill in the Philippines on an island.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Well, it's still early enough. We're still private, so they haven't even done the IPO yet.
And
so
they're going
these
IPO
options that they're talking about, how many deals do you have to do before you get those options?
You get your first option on the first deal you write. You get one right away. So right away you're a stockholder.
So you get one option.
Right away when you sign a deal. Then after that, every deal you write, then you start getting options too. There's a formula on how many you get. It depends on how many deals you're writing. The more you write, the more options you get. And then I have the stock certificate. I have the stock option certificate. It says you can redeem this by such and such date. Because the idea is to go public in about 3 years. I think that's a game plan. And this thing will be the biggest thing out there because you're looking at 4% penetration for solar. It's a long way before we actually anyone saturates this market. This is the future. That's why I'm here.
Me too. We got some really powerful, smart people to play with inside of a platform that pays very, very well to do something that is extremely satisfying, spiritually and financially. So I'm in.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. So it's a good you got an immediate solution to your income problems because right away you can make money on your sales. and then they keep recruiting people, then they make sales.
Get more. Yeah.
Then you build your residual income. And I'm getting $600 checks from people that I recruited.
Now, do they write it from their own account, or does it come from
Everything's
Powur?
Everything's done through Powur, like this.
Okay.
Yeah, and you never even notice. Like I wouldn't even notice what Steve is going to receive because it's taken out of the 30% that Powur gets, right? Because
Right.
at the end of the day, it's the largest portion of. They've recognized the value of the sales rep. They've just put the organization together, right? They put the platform together. They put the pieces, so they don't own anything. They don't have to. It's really, really soft cost and very, very low overhead. So it's a platform that they've, in my mind, what's happened is they've gone to the extent of being the best JV player in the market by harnessing all of the installers. So if they're really good at one thing, right, it's getting costs down, getting the processes for the sale and making that seamless in the cloud. That's what they've done.
It is.
They don't.
And if you look at the way that Powur scale, 1,000 installs a month means there's more than 1,000 sales a month, right? Because you got to process them to go into sales. And the system that they built is just built to scale, that is able to handle this growth and not have any hiccups.
I've taken my time because I wanted to make sure that it was scalable. I've been involved in projects and in startups, and I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've spent millions of dollars as an investor, and to find that things weren't scalable. But inside Powur, I recognize that it's fully scalable. There's no stop. It's the
2,000 deals installs a month and still be able to.
It's the flywheel. So now they got the flywheel. Now it's like, okay, how do I make it better by showing up?
Like for the last year and a half, I think they were spending about $100,000 a month in software development alone. I mean, that's how robust it is. I mean, you can see the software, and you've seen parts of the software that I showed you in our background, but I've never seen anything like this. I've been asked many times to set up my own solar dealership because of my business background, and I just flat out refused. I said, I don't want to hire people anymore. I don't want to train them. I don't want to deal with payroll and FICA and EDD and all these things. I'll just do it with Powur, because all I do is, sell, teach people how to sell, recruit people, and then they go into the Powur umbrella, and everything's done by Powur. Payroll is done, everything's calculated for them. I don't have to lift a finger. They just send me my checks every day,
Right.
And the neat thing about working with Powur is they don't pay every 2 weeks.
Daily.
They pay every day. I mean, I'm
Daily.
getting checks, not checks, but auto transfers to my bank every day.
Right.
So as long as you have a full pipeline like I do, I mean, sometimes you get confused. Did I get paid on that deal or what? Then you go into the system and say, oh yeah, I did,
Right.
Where did it come from,
This is when you get paid, it's 1099, so you still have to pay taxes, right?
Yes, it's 1099. That's why you set up an LLC.
Yeah.
Get paid to the LLC. That way you can expense everything.
I already have it set up for Property Solution Systems, so
Same thing. Just give them.
solar is a solution. It's a system, and I'm providing a solution.
Right. I mean, you could, for all intents and purposes, the corporation could be, Thomas Catering Services. Doesn't matter. The only thing the IRS wants is the employer ID number.
Yeah.
Then the money goes to you.
I have an EIN for the LLC.
There you go.
The question is, do you want to use the active one or the passive one?
It's up to you. In the meantime, let's get you signed in. Look, go to that link that Rick showed you.
Yeah.
Hang on. I got somebody.
There's you got to go to an online class, which is you just read them and answer questions. It probably lasts like 2 hours, 3 hours at most to do it. Because the questions are multiple choice anyway. If you answer wrong, it'll just ask you again and just pick the right answer.
Until you multiple choice it right, yeah.
Right, you multiple choice it right. But the idea is for you to learn the system without me or Rick having to tell you this is how your commission happened, this is what everything happens. We just want you to learn the system going forward. That way, but all we do is mentor you into working the system and making a sale. Then it cuts down the process. So when you hire new people, it's the same thing. You don't have to spend 10 hours on them just trying to get them going. Because that class you will go to will be there permanently available to you. If you have questions, just go back to it. Then we have a whole background on resources. If you have questions on anything, you just go to our system, search something, and the answer comes out right there.
Right. No, I have a whole bunch of questions about being an entrepreneur, Rick, but we can do that when we have some free time.
Yeah. We'll respect Wally's time. Let him go, and then I can pick back up.
So, but yeah, Wally, it was a great to meet you.
It's great to meet you, man.
Great to meet you.
I want to work with you, man.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. So.
Let me know, and I'll get you.
Thank you.
I'll walk you through the whole process and get you running as quick as I can.
Yeah, no worries. Maybe we'll meet at Disneyland, huh?
Yeah.
No.
And if you're in Southern California, let me know. We'll go to the wineries.
Yeah. Maybe we can go to Julian and get some apple pie.
There you go.
All right.
They have the best.
We used to have a ranch in Ramona on your way to Julian, Airmail Lane. So would you see, if you ever seen Jolly Green Giant's mailbox, that Airmail Lane? Yeah, our ranch was right down the road.
Oh, geez.
I got everything I need to submit this for you completely. So let me work on that now and get you into the systems and get you a call tomorrow or the day after.
Okay. Awesome, Wally. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you guys all soon.
All right.
Wally, I put my calendar, Thomas, I put my calendar in there if you wanted to grab a.
Yeah, I did it for next Tuesday.
Cool. I'll be back next Tuesday. Anything you want in the interim, I'm going to be at. I'm headed to Phoenix on Thursday. I'm kind of unplugged, but you can call me if you want anything. Feel free.
All right, because my question, my biggest question I have is, you being an entrepreneur with the experience you have with your hands and doing this and this and this, my question is, how would you handle starting up a brand new real estate investment company with learning on the way and doing the Powur at the same time?
They go hand in hand.
Do you think it's going to take the focus away from each one or another, or?
No, I think they go hand in hand. I think that you have multiple reasons to talk to people in real estate. I think it gives you a competitive advantage, and I'm not competitive, but I think it gives you a synergistic advantage. You've got multiple reasons to talk to people, to help people. So you've got a lot of you have a reason to talk to, you got another reason to talk to another broker. You got another reason to talk to another investor. They're tools. They're tools in our quiver, Just because my father-in-law wants me to go sell his duplex and he wants $300,000 for it, and I have a goal to buy a multifamily property this year, doesn't mean that I want to buy his duplex.
Right.
But it's an avenue, and I can generate revenue from multiple ways that way. So it's the thing that I want to come back to, the whole focal point of why am I doing what I'm doing, to maintain presence, to make sure that I get out of my own way, remember it's not about me, and come back into that place of service, because I know if I go just chasing the money, chasing the dollar, and I could go to work for money, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not.
Yeah, that's the changer right there.
It's everything, man. And what this allows me to do is I can sit in the comfort of my home. I can help people. I can serve, and I can make the equivalent of a real estate commission in 45 minutes to an hour by being present, by just providing the information. Now I got other plans and other things that I want to do, big picture, but I got to focus on the one. And if this is training to focus on the one, to be present, if I think about it like this, it's going to pay me to be present. It's going to pay me to be present. If I can get out of my own way and just be here to serve, it's going to pay me to do that. And so just do that. I have a vehicle to do that here now, to get out of my own way, listen for the needs of others. I understand that there's no problem. I understand that you're not broken. I understand that you're perfect as you are. You don't know what you don't know. I don't know what you don't know, right? Until you tell me. But if I can ask more questions and learn, and one thing that you do naturally, Thomas, is you're naturally likable. People trust you. They believe you because you are who you are. You come from that heart space. And yet you're extremely entrepreneurial. I'm the same way. You know, I know I'm valuable. I know I have but I'm willing to take the time to educate. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. I want to practice presence.
Right.
Yeah, it should pay you very well. I mean, it should be. It should give you the opportunity to make, $10,000, $20,000 extra a month to schedule a few appointments to talk to people.
Yeah. Help them. Yeah.
And help them. I mean, if you get out of that's the thing. Like, you'll see a lot of these entrepreneurs or these people that are hungry in real estate. They're go 100 miles an hour. And I had a lot of energy, and I did a lot in circles. It kind of, wear you out after a while. But if you can actually harness and focus the energy, especially at our age, right? At this point, I don't have another, all in flop.
Right.
I'm going to fail at some things, but it's not because I'm not taking action, right? I'm going to learn.
Right, exactly. The failing is because it's the unknown or the lack of knowledge that you haven't prepared yourself on.
Yeah, but you don't know until you write. You don't know until you take action. I don't know what my future business partner is going to say unless I say, hey, this is my letter of intent. This is what I want to accomplish. Is this something you're interested in? If you are, sign here. Let's go. Let's take the next step.
Yeah.
And I was really pleased with the way Wally presented the information. Right? It was an education. Now, I've been on calls with others. It took me a couple of different mentors. I've reached out. I've a couple people that are very good. They may even say they got 100% close ratio. Closing and being present are two different things. Okay? You can close somebody on an emotional response. You can elevate their emotions, anchor a state, and close. All right? I'm not a master at NLP, but I've got skills. I understand psychology. I understand people's emotions. I understand if what I wanted to do was manipulate. I will tell you this one thing. That would be on me. And I would reap everything I sowed, because it's all to do with process. And when I say that, I mean, nobody can ever, once you're awake, nobody can ever manipulate you. Once you say, I take 100% responsibility, nobody can ever manipulate you. If you get to that place where you're outside of yourself and you recognize the emotional response, do you have emotional intelligence? Do you know why you are feeling what you're feeling? Do you know what story you're telling yourself right now in that emotion, with that emotion? Do you know that you just closed your heart off? Were you aware that you just opened up? And because you opened your heart, you had new opportunities. Because were you aware that when your heart was closed up, you couldn't see this, but now that your heart's open, you see this clearly? Yes? Those are the things that, like, I want to teach presence. Like, I'll take that, all the people that I'm working with, this overarching aim of, of Pono Quest. That's what I want to point to other people's processes. I'd like to take a little piece off of it and, generate the energy. Great. They're Pono. They're my Pono pros. They're Pono, man. That's what that's all about. I'm gonna do it naturally one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're building a family, man. I'm grateful that you want to be part of that family, that you want to play. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. I want to invite you into the Solar Coach. You'll get invited into Power Pioneers, and Jonathan Brunasso. You'll see firsthand, inside of Power, what's really going on, and you'll be able to take all that momentum, all those tools, and all those pieces, and do with it what you will. But you'll always have access to me. The friendship for me is more important. The relationship is more important. What I want to actually do is strategically help you. Like where do you want to go in real estate? Where do you want to go in? I don't have to coach you. Like, I don't have to say, hey man, pay me, X.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you because it's what I do. It's who I am. I'm going to get paid for it anyway inside of Power. If I show you how to do something in real estate, I'm going to show you because I want to. I don't have to make a dime off of it. There's plenty of deals we can do together. We're going to probably do a heck of a lot more together than we would apart.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found in real estate, in my 18 years of real estate, is I did more business with five people than I could do with 105 people. One guy, one of my mentors, it was steady. I could pick up the phone and I could make $100,000 a year. Pretty easy. Just one deal. All I got to do is put together one deal with my friend. If I wanted, or I could go out and I could figure out how to, but it's when you're doing these things for yourself to just make money, there's no end game. It's empty. It's an empty tank, man. And
Okay.
that's really what I want you to get, Thomas. That you can have all that you want. At 50, at 40 years old, at 47, 48 years old, I don't get to go do this again. I'm having fun. I'm building a family. I'm creating people that are lifelong relationships that I know, because I know today that the one matters. That's how it's created. That's how you don't just go
Mm-hmm.
boom, 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 boom. Oh, get the next one. No, the one matters.
Yeah. Because that one matter will keep going and going and going. That builds up between the two.
You learn about yourself. What happens is you have the relationships that you build, you begin to see through another's eyes. You see things about you that you didn't know. You couldn't have that perception because, it was from another's eyes until that person's willing to share that, And then you might just be surprised of who you really are in their eyes. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Thanks for. Go ahead.
Well, from our very first conversation, I've felt happy. Not with just talking with you, but for myself. I feel more open, more enlightened, I want to say.
Cool.
Right? Just by talking to you.
Well, I see it in you too.
And it's unexplainable, but I mean, you're starting to open my eyes, and I want to thank you for that.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for just allowing me to show up.
And I want to put the reps in. I'm dealing with Clifford for the next 8 weeks.
Cool. That's awesome.
Right. So
are you doing something on the physical end, on the mental end? I have no idea what you're doing. You said you're going to be working with Clifford.
I
have no idea what that
is. Mindset coach now.
Awesome. I
Because
do too, but I'm watching him and I'm paying attention and I'm like digging everything he has and I'm coming up behind him and going, yeah, this is what you said. This is what you
Yeah.
said because I'm paying attention to what you said.
Right. So there's and it all started with your conversation. It opened me up and it made me realize that I need to unblock. I know you know what that means. I mean, I need to unblock my mental blockages so I can grow without holding myself back.
Well, you're already doing that. And it's
starting to work already, and I just want to, obviously help other people, but in order to do that, I need to help myself first. And I think Clifford is the one that's going to help me do that.
That's awesome.
And thank you for introducing me to him.
Yeah, when I said pay attention to my friend Clifford, I was just pointing. I was just saying, dude, the dude's mindset's on. I mean, there's something about him that is unlike any other human being, and I feel really blessed right now to be in these relationships. With my partner Steve, my friend Clifford, Wally has been very, very helpful. Uh, I had a conversation with Mike Chavez today. I teed him up and met my partner Steve, and looking at further collaboration, deepening the collaboration. I don't know. There is no end in sight, but the aim is to teach that presence, is to teach presence. You can call that enlightenment. I'm turning the light on the world by being me. And we're going to have a powerful impact, and it's going to be fun, and it's just just play. So thanks for showing up to the party, man. How else may I serve? I recognize that it's 2:10 and I haven't eaten lunch and I haven't made my wife lunch yet.
Well, with that note, I think you should go do that. So a happy wife is a happy house, right?
Generally.
Something like that. So
generally.
why don't you go ahead and do what you need to do? And I need to go relieve my mom from babysitting so she can go.
Okay.
And we'll chat in the interim.
Thank you for spending time with me.
Thank you for spending time with me, Rick.
I look forward to seeing you soon.
Aloha. Definitely. All right. Talk to you soon.